Susan Creech is suing Thomas Daniels, her 48-year-old live-in lover of 8 years. Susan says Daniels left her just a month after she bought him a Camaro. Daniels, a driver by occupation, took the car with him.
Order, all rise. Quiet, please, all rise. Your Honor, number 20 on the calendar in the matter of Creech versus Daniels. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
All right, Miss Creech, you were in a relationship with this gentleman for about 7 years, according to your complaint.
Yes.
And towards the end of that relationship, you say you lent him money to buy a car.
Right.
$4,000 to buy the car and another $1,100 for what?
For stereo and an alarm.
And how much after you made this loan to him did you separate?
About a month and a half.
You couldn't tell that there was handwriting on the wall?
No.
No?
No, I guess he could, but I couldn't.
You, sir, say that this was a gift.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
So?
Not.
Tell me how it came about.
Okay. We had a car that we bought together, a Trans Am that we were going to sell.
A Trans Am?
The deal was he came home on March 28th and he took off with the car.
Which car?
The Trans Am, with his friend, supposedly to show it to somebody to sell. But actually, it went down to another woman's house. And so then he, the next morning, he took off with the Camaro.
Just a minute. How did we get to the Camaro? I want to know how you bought the Camaro.
I bought it with, my dad died and he left me some money. And it was in a separate account with my name on it. And I wrote the check to the company.
How did you
in
find
cash.
this Camaro?
Oh, we were shopping for parts at a wreckage company and they had the car for sale. And it was
This was
a good
about
deal.
a month before you separated.
Right.
So
It was on
what was the
Valentine's
conversation
Day.
like when you saw this car?
Well, we were looking at the car and he said, God, this is a good deal for $4,000 and it's 10 years younger or older, younger than what I already have. And so I said, well, let's think about it, because at the time he had quit his job and he wasn't working. And I said, if you get a job, then we'll get the car. Well, Monday came, he told me he had a job, which was a big lie. And then he
What
went
did he
back
say
to
to you?
his
He got a job doing what?
driving a truck like he always does.
And you were living together at this time?
Yeah.
And you lived together the entire 7-year period?
On and off.
Okay, go ahead.
So anyway, on Thursday, the previous Thursday, he told me I have a job and I start Monday. So I believed him like an idiot. And Monday came and went, and so did the job. And then he went in and he has a drinking problem. He went in and he told me they decided not to accept me because, you know, the insurance wouldn't accept him.
What do you mean?
Well,
you mean
when
the
you have-
insurance for the trucking job?
Right, because he had a DUI like 10 years ago on his record.
Okay.
So, but the time was a little fishy, like when he left to when he went to this job. So amazing, he comes back to San Jose and he got his old job back, where he always gets it back. You know what I mean? Because when he works well. It's when he doesn't work, he drinks. So we got the job back and started driving the truck. But I never got any money back.
Just a
ever.
second. I still didn't hear how you bought the car.
Oh, then we went back to where this, you know, car was for sale, and he had a job, and I wrote the check, and the deal was he was supposed to be paying me back some money, but the money never came.
Now, when you got the car, you paid for the full amount. Is that
Yes.
right? So far, is that correct, sir?
Paying for the full amount, it is, Your Honor.
Okay. And you put the car in whose name?
Jointly.
Joint?
Joint.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, so far, that's at least one smart thing that you did.
Yeah, once in my life, yeah.
Okay. And then a month later, you separated.
Right.
But he also wanted a stereo in the car and an alarm.
Well, a week or two after that, we went down to this place where we had bought stereos and alarms before and just had to put in. I put it on the Visa. It was $1,100. So that's how.
So this was 2 weeks before you separated.
We bought the car on the 14th of February, and we bought the stereo on the 22nd of February.
And when did you separate?
The 29th of March.
Not a long time.
No.
So now you've got a
new
nice
car.
new Camaro with a stereo and an alarm.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what caused you to separate?
Her story is pretty well to the point. There's a few things that are just kind of a little iffy on that. For one thing, the other car is a 1976 Pontiac Firebird, not a Trans Am. There's a difference. Okay. And another thing, the part about getting a job never came up.
Let's start about the part about the car.
That is
The car.
such a lie.
The car.
Okay.
You
Car.
are such a liar.
Car. Miss
Why
Creech.
would I buy a
Miss
car
Creech.
if he had no job
Miss Creech.
to pay me back? Such a liar.
Are we done?
No, we're
Yeah,
not done.
Miss Creech.
We're done.
If you want to talk to him, you go outside. If you want to talk to me, you can stay here.
Okay.
Thank
Is that
you.
fair?
Sure.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
7 years of this. Anyway, what I'm saying is there was no contract. We went to get parts for my car.
No contract with whom?
Her and I.
Let me have. You think that there should have been a contract
No,
between
no, no,
the
no,
two
no,
of you?
no. There shouldn't have been a contract because there was no question in my mind that
what?
That we were buying a car and it was going to be my car. She can't. Can you drive a stick?
Just a second.
Can you? She can't drive a stick, Your Honor.
What does that got to
Listen
do
to
with
me.
anything?
Listen to me. She said that you were buying this car because you were going to sell the old car that you had.
That's perfectly correct.
I know, because that's what you put in your answer.
Right, but the thing is, there was no time that I was going to sell the car. I said, I'm going to sell the car, which doesn't mean I had a buyer for it. The car is for sale right now.
The car's in Riverside.
Just a second.
The car has a for sale sign on it right now, Your Honor, in Riverside, at this young lady's house.
Yeah.
Okay? The
Why
car-
do you think? And you have, so
sorry.
you have both cars.
Yeah.
Let me understand this. Let me just put on my thinking cap and understand this whole thing. You have the Pontiac, right?
Correct, Your Honor.
You have the Camaro.
Correct, Your Honor.
You have the stereo.
Correct, Your Honor.
You have the alarm.
Correct, Your Honor.
She has the Visa bill.
Correct,
Right, just
Your
a
Honor.
second. She has the Visa bill. She has the Visa bill. She has the check stub for $4,000 and fond memories of you. That's what she has. You think that that's fair?
Your Honor.
No. Your Honor, I know who I am. Do you think that that's fair?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Why did you break up, sir?
I
That's
told
the
her
point.
either he goes or I go.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Thomas Daniels says his former live-in, Susan Creech, is mad because he left her after 8 years. Susan says he left with the Camaro she paid for.
So how are we going to make it fair, sir?
Well, if I can convince you that I...
Order.
You asked me a question earlier about...
If you could convince me what?
If I can convince you that there was no she bought this Friday we went and took a look at the car. We didn't talk about the car all weekend long. Monday she goes, do you want to go and let's go and get your car? And I never mentioned it to her. Not one word did I say to her. Friday we talked about it. We discussed it. I said, I'll put the Firebird up for sale.
Just a
Finally-
minute. Let's go back.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You said, you discussed it, and you said, I'll put the Firebird up for sale. Whatever we get to the Firebird, we can put towards this, and then we will pay it off.
No.
No.
No. I said I would put the Firebird up for sale.
For what?
Huh? Well, I can't drive both cars, Your Honor.
And what are we going to do with the money that you got from the Firebird?
Okay.
Oh,
we
not
had a
okay.
joint. We
Not
had a joint.
okay.
We
Answer
had,
my
Your Honor,
question.
we had a joint account.
Just a second.
My checks went with her account. Her checks went in her account. Okay? She had all
My
the
check,
Visa
just a
cards.
second. My checks, you just said, went with her account.
You're damn right.
And her check,
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
my checks went in her account, and her checks went in
Her account.
her account.
Joint.
We had a joint account. Okay?
So that all the checks went together.
Right. Who had
You
it
were going to sell the Firebird
and put it back
in the joint account.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's okay. So that you have money to pay for the Visa, the $1,100 paying
Very
off the
good.
Visa and all that stuff. Right? Just a minute. Am I right so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, then you didn't sell the Firebird, and I am correct. She has the memories and the bills, and you have the cars and the stereo.
Correct.
So then what's the problem?
Miss Creech,
Yes.
I don't see, quite frankly, sir, that there's any problem. You bought this car, and there was an understanding, a 7-year relationship. There was an understanding that, well, you were going to use this car together. Evidently, you did the driving. She was the passenger in the car most of the time when you traveled together. You were going to have one car. You were going to sell the Firebird. You were going to have the Camaro, right?
She has her own car, Your Honor.
That's true, but I also have my own vehicles, which I drive.
She can't drive my car, Your Honor. She knew going into this deal, going into this proposition, that it was a stick, Your Honor. She can't drive a stick.
He always buys cars that have sticks. Every single car
they're my
he's
vehicles.
ever owned.
But just a second, if you buy, they're your vehicles, if you buy them, she bought this one. And you
with
say...
our money, Your Honor.
What do you mean with our... Just a minute.
It was
She
a
says-
joint account. It was a joint account, Your Honor. It was our money.
Just a second.
My money went in there also. It was not just her money.
Hold on. $4,000. She said this $4,000 came from...
In 7 years' time, I have worked more than $4,000, Your Honor.
No, we're not
I
talking.
have
just a
put
minute.
money in this bank.
No.
Just a second. Talking about the $4,000
Right.
that she took out of an account. Did she take that out of your joint account?
No.
No.
Well, then that wasn't your joint money.
Funny, we
We're
had
not
no
going
money
back
in
to
it,
the,
huh?
Listen, sir, we're not going back to the year of the flood. You were together 7 years. You ate a lot of meals during those 7 years.
Drank a lot
you
of
paid a
beer.
lot of rent. You, whatever. She says you drank a lot of booze.
Lots.
Whatever it was, you lived over that 7 years. And you can't say, well, I must have given her $4,000 over that 7 years. That doesn't sound right to you. This $4,000, she says, came out of a probate account when someone in her family died and left her some money.
Right.
But is it your position that she bought you these things as a gift as a gift?
As a gift.
Why? Because she loved you?
Yeah.
And because she thought you were going to be together?
I thought, yeah.
Okay. So that dream lasted another 4 weeks after she bought
But there's
you this
a lot
stuff.
more to it, Your Honor.
I know. I'm not interested in what happened 6 years ago and 5 years ago. What I want to know, sir, is what was the precipitous for your breaking up 4 weeks after you bought this car?
Okay, Your Honor.
That's me.
She has a son, a 19-year-old son who does not work, has been graduated out of school, does nothing more than run around with gangs, does nothing more than get stopped for, wait a minute, doesn't get stopped for tagging, gets thrown in jail for tagging. I've told her that she goes to work at 11 o'clock at night. I stay home and sleep.
Why did you break up, sir?
I
That's
told
the
her
point.
either he goes or I go. Okay? He was staying. I said, hasta la vista. And I left.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
As long as I never have to see or hear from you again, I'm happy.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ex-lovers Susan Creech and Tom Daniels are fighting over the Camaro she bought just before they broke up.
2 weeks after I'm gone, she kicks him out of the house and then says to me, well, you were right.
Not 2 weeks.
Just a second. Just a second.
She says,
Hold
you're
it.
right. You're right.
Right.
I said, but what did it take me leaving the house for? Because we've been fighting about it for months, literally months. And it got to the point where I just said, hey, I'm beating my head against the wall. I come home here and try and get a good night's sleep, and all I'm doing is listening to boom boxes at 2:30 in the morning. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go down there. And I got tired of threatening the kid. Okay? Doesn't prove that I'm a big man because I can threaten a 19-year-old kid. All right?
So
I got
why-
tired of it.
So why are you angry with her?
Angry with her?
Shh. Yeah, why are you angry with her? You gave her a
Because
choice.
I gave her all the warnings in the world. Your Honor, I gave her all the warnings in the world. I said, look, either he goes or I go. I gave her 30 days. 30 days came and passed. I gave her 60.
You have
what was I
children?
going to do?
You have children?
Do I have children? Of my own, yes.
Why do you keep repeating
Yes,
my
Your Honor,
questions?
I do.
How old are your children, sir?
21, 27, and 16, I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
I don't see them.
You don't see them.
No,
Why is that?
I don't see my children.
Well,
That's not fair.
then let me suggest this to you, sir. It's very difficult for a parent, in this case a mother, to be faced with an ultimatum, even from a maid of 7 years, that says it's either your son or me. When you say you got 30 days to choose your son or me, even though he's a pain in the neck, listen, that's not an easy choice for a mother to make. She clearly cared for you. She cared enough for you, and she doesn't look like a lady who's got money coming out of every pore. So she clearly cared enough for you to go out and say, you want this car, you really like it, here's $4,000, I'm going to buy this car because I know it will make you happy if we have this car. And you also like a nice stereo in the car. I'm going to take money out for that too, so that
True.
you can have a nice stereo in the car. So she's clearly a lady who cared for you. But when you tell her you got 30 days to choose between him or me, even if this son of hers is a real royal pain in the rump, which I believe he probably is.
He was.
Right? Because
So was he.
afterwards you told him out.
Right.
It's not easy to accept that kind of ultimatum from anybody when it comes to a child.
Well, the problem was, though, he had plenty of chances. He's done some really choice things in his life. I felt like I was giving everybody chances. But he's such a selfish person, he has to have everything to himself. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not a very difficult decision to make. You left, you had been having problems, according to your statement, Mr. Daniels, for months with regard to this boy.
So why did he take both cars? I'd like to know why.
I wasn't planning on leaving one to have it trashed.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on. How about the
Mr. Daniels,
how about the
Mr.
Firebird?
Daniels.
How about the Fiaro? How about the Fiaro? Who keyed the Fiaro?
Me.
Thank you. I'm going to leave a Pontiac sitting there by itself, Your Honor.
Why would I?
For this woman to key up again?
Mr. Daniels,
Doesn't make any
Mr.
sense.
Daniels,
It still wasn't her car.
Why didn't you leave her the Camaro?
Pardon me?
Because he wanted
What,
to
just a
drive
second, what word didn't you understand?
I wanted the Camaro.
Because
Yeah, but just a...
Good.
You wanted the Camaro, Mr. Daniels, but she paid for it. I want, but she paid for it. If you were leaving after 4 weeks, it seems to me a little disingenuous of you, sir, to leave and take a car that she had just purchased for you.
Judge Judy is ready to rule. Need help in a divorce dispute? Call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think she bought, and I keep saying bought this car for you to use because she had faith that your relationship was going to continue?
Yeah, I'm sure she had.
Ah, okay. It's no different a situation to me, sir, from somebody giving somebody an engagement ring. And it's always been my position that when a man buys a woman an engagement ring, that's given under a sort of a contract that they have, that they will be together and that they will marry. And in the event that that marriage does not take place, it has always been my position that the ring has to go back to the man. Now, a lot of women say, listen, he gave that to me, it was a gift. But the gift was given with the intention, that ring was given with the intention of the marriage taking place. When that doesn't happen, the contract is over. This car was bought in contemplation of the two of you being together. Maybe if you had been together for 20 years, I would say, well, you know, you were together for 20 years after you bought this car, so that was sort of fulfilled. But there is something that doesn't sit right with me here that you left in a month's time, taking the car, the stereo, as well as the alarm. The alarm should have gone off in your head. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Is there a way that you can make him bring the other car up from Riverside? Because he wants me to go down and get it.
Madam, let me explain something to you. You've just told me this man drinks. Mm-hmm. He is selfish.
True.
He's self-centered. Mm-hmm. He gave you an ultimatum with regard to your child, right?
True.
He perhaps has not been totally faithful to your relationship.
Big time.
Mm-hmm. Big time?
Big time.
You just won a
You're
judgment for $5,000. What do you want a 20-year-old Pontiac for? Right?
True.
Perfect. $5,000 for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
On the next,
Eric versus Ferrin. Step forward, please.
32-year-old sports anchor David Lee Ehrlich is suing 32-year-old teacher Rhonda D. Furin for an engagement ring he says he gave her because they were supposed to be married. She says he's the one who called off the wedding.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Yes, number 78 on the calendar in the matter of Ehrlich versus Ferrin. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Ehrlich, you want your engagement ring back?
Correct.
She says that you owe her a small fortune, so she's countersuing $5,000, which would make this case a wash.
That's what I understand.
So why don't you tell me about this ill-fated romance, sir?
You bet. Your Honor, Rhonda Furin is a woman that I was madly in love with. Okay? We both are from Minnesota. She took a teaching job in California for a year. We dated for 2 years. This last February in Las Vegas, I proposed to Rhonda and I gave her an engagement ring. Okay, she accepted that engagement ring.
Tell me about the engagement ring.
You bet. The engagement ring, which I have here that I bought, was $1.5 carats, okay, engagement ring. And basically, the value of it is $8,000, but I have the receipt right here. Interesting you asked about an engagement ring. The first engagement ring I gave her was 1 carat, okay? That wasn't big enough. When Rhonda came back to Minnesota, we exchanged that ring. We got a bigger one. After that second ring, we got her a third ring because that one wasn't clear enough. I got a bigger and a clearer ring for her, which was at Bediner Jewelry right there. Okay?
That should have told you something
should have told me
then
something
and there,
right
sir.
there. Absolutely. Yes, it should have, Your Honor.
Go.
Basically what happened is that when we got engaged, from that night on February 7th of '97, I found out recently that Rhonda had never any intention of not only marrying me, she was not in love with me. She was basically, which I have a very crucial witness here, her roommate, basically who she lived with, that this was one big con game. Rhonda was taking me for everything I had, money, wardrobes, rent money, grocery money, everything. She was not in love with me. And the most important thing out of this whole thing is that Rhonda, you know, it is so actually embarrassing and hurtful to say this. Rhonda had already been in a serious relationship, a guy that was spending 2-3 nights a week over at her apartment with a roommate that she was sleeping with, that she was with, and basically, okay, this person that she was with was already 2 months old into her relationship when she accepted my ring on the stage of Caesar's Palace, okay, on February 7th. Now, the only thing I need to really say here is how many engaged couples, how many people ask someone to get married and that person, Rhonda, goes back to California that night with the engagement ring, we're all happy, I never heard from her. I didn't hear from her that next day. I didn't hear from her a week later. I finally called a roommate at 11 o'clock, midnight, all around the clock saying, have you seen Rhonda, my fiance? Do you know where she is, Terry? Terry was covering for Rhonda because Rhonda was with another guy. This all came out. I was made a fool of. Rhonda finally got a hold of me, Your Honor, and she said, hey, I still love you. I still want to be with you. She came to Minnesota, and what's my proof? We had an engagement dinner. My sister put on an engagement dinner. My whole family there. The ring went around the table to my cousins and aunts. She played my whole family for this act, this scam, that she was going to move back at the end of June, this month, right now. She was going to move back, and she was going to plan a May of '98 wedding in front of everybody. When she got this third ring that you have, that when she came back to Minnesota at the end of April, she took the ring, and this is very important. The jeweler says to her, ma'am, you can pick up the ring in the morning. I will have it mounted and set for you. No, Mr. Bediner, that won't do any good. I need the ring right now. Ma'am, I'd have to stay here and pay my guy until 7:30 night. They did it for her. I said, Rhonda, can I ask you, why do you have to be home? It's Saturday night. You have a week left of vacation before you go back to teaching. Why tonight? I have to get back tonight. No, I'm going to school Monday. I found out, Your Honor, that she got that ring. She took it that night. They stayed late for her. She went back to California. She moved out of her apartment from her ex-roommate, okay? I never heard from her again. I never had a phone number. I never had a forwarding address, nothing. I never heard from Rhonda again. It was at that point just recently, 3 weeks ago, her roommate said, David, excuse me, you ready? This is going to hurt you, but I think it's time you stop calling me because I'm in the middle of this and I don't want to be in the middle of it. She has been on the phone with you for the last 3 months. She's made up all these stories that you owe her money and that you're this and you're that, the whole thing. David, she is with another guy. This guy, I know his name. He's in the room today. She is living with him, okay? She does not love you. She wanted to get the money. You bought her all these clothes, David. You're an idiot. Her roommate was saying, you've gotten all these clothes for her and the money and the cash and everything that you've given her. I said, Terry, I was in love with her.
Where's Terry?
Right here.
Step up here. You were Miss Fern's roommate?
Yes, I was.
How long were you her roommate?
6 months.
You've just heard him tell this very sad story. Is it accurate?
Yes. She told me from the get-go that she did not love David. She had no intentions of ever moving back to Minnesota or marrying him. She told me that he owed her all this money and she needed to keep the relationship going to get the money back from him that he had owed her.
What money did she say he owed her?
She told me that he owed on a couple credit cards that she had done cash advances on for him, and other money while they were living together in Minnesota.
How much money did she say?
It was thousands from what she said.
Did she tell you she had no intention of marrying him?
Yes, on
What
more
did
than
she
one
say?
occasion. She said she didn't love him. She was doing this just to get her money back, and she was never moving back to Minnesota. She was staying here.
May I ask one thing, Your Honor? When I found this out from Terry on the phone, I was kind of playing the judge for a second. I said, Terry, let me ask you something. Why would you tell me this? Why? She is the, you're the witness. You're the roommate of Rhonda. Why would you go to bat for me? Why would you come into court for me? And not that this is what we'll spend our time with today, because she's done the exact same thing to her roommate. She has stuck her roommate with bills. She has lied to her roommate, and she's lied about everything that, in front of me and my family. I mean, okay, go ahead. I mean, it's one lie. It's one lie after another.
Sit down, please. Could you step up, please?
My name is Jan Ehrlich. I'm David's sister. We welcomed Rhonda into our home as a guest for a week. They had gone on a trip to Cancun. They came back. We put on an engagement dinner. We announced to everybody, my aunt and my cousins, that they were getting married, passed around the ring. They happened to have been there the next night. They saw the next ring. And from the moment that David asked for the ring back, and this is something that she's done before, any information that she had gathered about our family for the week that she was a guest in our home, she tries to turn it around and use it against us. She threatened to call a family member's girlfriend and say that this family member, she saw them flirting with another woman.
I'm not interested in that.
And
now, Rhonda, you must have a side to this story, madam.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
When you lie to a judge once, they don't believe whatever you say. So I don't have to listen to whatever you say. You're a liar.
Real people. Judge Judy. Sports anchor David Ehrlich says he proposed to Rhonda D. Furin in front of a Las Vegas show audience, and she kept the ring, but not the wedding date.
First, let me see the ring.
It's sold.
Do you have a receipt?
Just a sec.
Sorry.
Just a second. Hey. She was very quiet.
You're absolutely right.
She was very quiet. Why did you sell the ring?
David owes me in excess of $10,000 on the remaining amount that he had borrowed, $40,000. And he had told me that I could keep the ring to pay off past debt.
I want to see the receipt of the sold ring.
I have his phone number, and I have a appraisal of the ring. He is saying the ring is worth
Now listen to me.
$8,000.
Don't try to dance around me. I said I want to see a receipt where you sold the ring. Not its appraisals, not its appraisal, madam, not anything else. I want to see from the jeweler or the person to whom you sold the ring, the receipt that you sold the ring and for how much. Do you have it?
I don't have a receipt. I just have his name and number. And
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Give it to me.
And an appraisal.
Give it to me. Now, what is this? For relative? What does that mean?
Bassam bought it for a relative of his in the Middle East.
Who's Bassam?
A neighbor of mine,
Neighbor of yours from where?
where I reside.
And where is that?
Chino Hills.
Watch them. Mr. Basson, this is Judge Judy Sheindlin. Do you know who I am? Yes. That's correct, sir. Now you know who I am? I have some questions to ask you, sir. Did you purchase a ring recently? A diamond ring. No, is not an answer, sir. That requires a yes or a no. Did you purchase a diamond ring from Miss Furman? Mr. Basson, I know you're there, sir. The answer is yes or no, Mr. Basson. Please don't keep me on the phone. Did you buy a diamond ring from her, sir? Thank you very much, sir.
That's a good one. Order.
You, madam, are a liar. Because I just spoke to this gentleman. He said he was going to buy the ring, but he gave it back.
I don't have it.
You know what happens when you lie to a court once? Madam,
Yes.
when you lie to a judge once, they don't believe whatever you say. So I don't have to listen to whatever you say. You're a liar.
Judge Judy is ready to rule. And later today,
He's lying, and I don't know. This isn't the
To
person.
extort money after 6 years.
This isn't the person I knew 6 years ago, so I don't know who this is, but this person is lying.
This is Real People, Judge Judy. Rhonda Furin says she loaned David Ehrlich thousands. That's why she kept the ring.
Listen to me. Mr. Ehrlich,
Yes.
it is clear to me that you were taken for a ride, sir. This lady wouldn't know the truth if it came up and slapped her in the face.
Thank God. somebody
You are
actually said
entitled to everything that you are demanding in this complaint. You are countersuing him for $5,000. I'm not interested in a word you had to say because you lied to me. So I'm dismissing your counterclaim, and I'm awarding plaintiff the $5,000, which is the maximum I can award him in this court. Thank you very much, Mr. Ehrlich. Be smart next time. Mr. Ehrlich, don't say anything. You just won. Listen to me. Be smart next time.
Thank you
If
very
you
much.
give a girl a ring, an engagement ring, and she asks for a bigger one, it's not somebody that I would want to live the rest of my life
Thank you
with.
very
That's
much,
all.
Rhonda. Thank you. Amen. Thank you.
I have a tape of him in my bed with another woman in which he blackmailed the lady for $50,000. I have his criminal record.
Let's see the
I
tape.
have promissory notes where he owes me $40,000.
Am I ready? No.
I have personal ads where he plays personal ads to get women to give him money.
Party's on Gilmore versus Stein. Step forward, please.
Kathy Gilmore is suing her former boyfriend, Jay Stein Jr., for his half of a Mexican vacation they took 6 years ago to restore their romance.
Miss Gilmore, you say he owes you for a 1991 trip that you took to Mexico, right?
Yes.
Could you mind telling me what took you so long?
Well, we were involved in a relationship for another 2 years after we took the trip, and even after we broke up, we continued to be close friends.
Well, in the 2 years that you were together, what did you do about collecting his half of the debt for the trip?
I would bring it up from time to time, and he would always be apologetic and promise to try to make payment when he got his tax refund or when he got on his feet.
Any of that sound familiar to you?
The part about taking the trip, yes.
So, now where have you been since 1993?
We've been in touch by phone. We live far apart, so we've always been in touch. And the topic has come up on regular occasions, and again, he always felt badly that he hadn't paid and promised to try to pay me when he could. And
why did you pay for this trip in 1991?
He had been away on a cruise ship for 4 months in the South Pacific, and we were celebrating his return. We
He
wanted
was
to take a
working. You
vacation.
were working on the
He was
cruise?
working.
What kind of work did you do on the cruise?
Musician?
And he asked me, we talked about taking a trip together, and he told me to go ahead and book the trip to Cancun. We decided to go to the jazz festival. So I did, and I charged it on my credit card with a full understanding that he was going to pay for his half.
Whose understanding?
Both of ours. And I have a letter here from him that he sent while he was on the ship asking me to book the vacation, and he didn't care where we went as long as we were together, and had some suggestions of some ideas where we might want to go.
Does that letter say he was going to pay for half?
No, it just says it doesn't matter where we go as long as we're
Just
together.
says book it. You've heard the phrase statute of limitations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that means?
Yes.
Tell me your interpretation of what that means.
You only have a certain amount of time that you can recover your money.
Right. And there is a logical reason for that, because I usually don't feel compelled to abide by any particular state legislation, because people who come to this court come from all over the country. And even I could not learn all the laws of every jurisdiction, because they're all different. But there is a common sense reason for a statute of limitations, and that is that people only keep bills and papers and receipts for so many years. And after that, they destroy them. So if you have a lawsuit, you are encouraged by the law to be prompt in filing it, so that not only do you have the proper paperwork, but the defendant against whom you are filing the lawsuit has an opportunity to defend himself or herself. In this case, somebody who would have to show me his visa back 6 years ago, which I assume you don't have.
I have it.
You do?
Yes.
You are a terrific guy. However, most people don't. You are certainly a compulsive guy if you've got your bills dating back 6 years. How long did it take you to find those?
A few minutes.
God, you want to come to my house? But that's the reason. So I would like to take a look at it.
Sure. I understand that. The reason I never filed in court was because we had always been friends. There had always been an acknowledgement up until July of 1996 that he was going to pay me the money. And suddenly he severed all contact in July of 96. I was shocked that suddenly he was acting as though he didn't owe me the money. And that
Did you ever tell her that you owed her this money?
No, there was never an agreement between us. And there was a time of 2 years where we didn't have any contact.
That's not true. I have phone bills. I have them all here.
Are you married now, sir?
No, sir.
You with somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
For how long?
Almost a year now.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Look, Miss Gilmore, whether you believe that you had a right to rest on this alleged debt for 6.5 years because you were still on speaking terms with him or not, I find that you waited too long to pursue this claim. And you didn't even immediately after your breakup. You weren't even vigilant at that time. I'm not going to go into why you are 7 years later pursuing this matter, which doesn't involve a lot of money. It involves a relatively small amount of money. I don't know why. Is there any particular reason why right now you are pursuing this claim for, what is it, $1,500?
Yeah, $1,600.
Why?
Well, mainly because the entire time that I was waiting and hoping for him to pay me back, I wasn't in a financial position where I really needed the money. A couple of years ago, I moved to New York, and it's a very expensive place to live, and I thought, you know, this is a lot of money that he owes me. I really should have this. This belongs to me. And that's why I pursued it with him a little more diligently, and he promised to try to borrow it from his sister, and I have a witness that listened to that conversation, that heard what he said.
Oh, really?
I do.
When was that conversation?
It was July of 96. I was advised that I should have a witness.
Do you remember that conversation where you then orally acknowledged that you had a debt to her?
No, Your Honor.
No. You would say you have a witness.
True, Your Honor.
Miss Gilmore, you say you have a witness to that?
I do.
I'd like to hear that witness.
My witness is not here. I have a signed
Then I have
statement.
no witness. This case is dismissed. That's all.
You are excused. You may step out.
And
Versus George Phillips. Step forward, please.
20-year-old Danielle Dunlap says Masika George beat, harassed, and victimized her for 3 years because she once dated Masika's boyfriend, John. Masika and John say Danielle is the real problem.
Order. All rise. Now, it's number 9 on the calendar in the matter of Dunlap versus George Phillips.
How could two ladies that look so nice, look so presentable, even write these things in a complaint? But what is it with you people? Harassment, cross complaints, assaults, trying to run each other down with cars, pulling knives, pulling guns, police reports, arrest warrants. Don't you have better things to do with your time?
Because all those are falsified statements.
Well, you've got complaints against her and she's got complaints against you. How long have you known each other?
Since '94.
Well, tell me when this trouble started.
Your Honor, harassments and physical abuse started in 1994, and it's been...
Over what?
It's been over me and John. He introduced himself to me, you know, saying
John,
that he was,
that's you?
Right.
Yes, right.
He introduced himself to me, stating that he was single, you know.
Saying that he was single?
Right. We exchanged pager numbers, we conversated, and as the conversation proceeded, he, you know, told me that he knew a friend of my girlfriend's brother. They were, you know, friends. After a while, we started conversating on the phone. We only dated once or twice as friends only, okay? A couple of weeks later, I started getting pages from Masika, who was his girlfriend.
That's you?
Questioning me about our relationship, you know. I informed her that John denied having a relationship and that we were just only friends anyway. So I told her that since the fact that she's claiming to be his girlfriend, I would discontinue our friendship, you know.
With him?
Right. But the paging calls with threats continued. And it led to a rage where him and her went to my home with a loaded gun. You know, I was not there. They threatened
Why would he come to your house with a loaded gun?
I guess, you know, they're in a relationship. He denied this to me, okay? So
how do you know he came to your house with a loaded gun?
My sister was there, police reports.
Were you there?
No, I was not there.
Well, then don't tell me about it.
Well, I came later as they were being arrested.
Who was being arrested?
Masika and John.
At your house?
Right.
What were you doing at her house?
Like she said, I paged her.
What you paged her for?
To find out what was going on between them.
Well, what'd you ask her for? Why didn't you ask him?
Because he wasn't home. I paged her.
Just a second. Shh. Listen. What did you call her for?
To find out what was going on. I mean,
why don't you ask your boyfriend what was going on?
Because he can deny it. I mean, he could have denied it and said, "Oh, I don't."
So why don't you just dump him? Listen, what do you think? He's a bargain?
No, it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know who she was calling back at the time. She looked at my pager. When it was her on the other end of the line, she asked her, you know what I'm saying, about why was she calling me. You know, then when I came home, I told her that I don't talk to her anymore. You know what I'm saying? Then she got upset by Masika confronting her about this situation.
So this whole fight is over. Just a second. Let me understand something. This whole fight is over you?
No. No, it's not.
It's not. It goes beyond that. It's not a fight. It's because they don't have no kind of communication in their relationship. You know, she should have never paged me or called me. She should have took it up with him. Okay?
Just a minute. You weren't her friend before.
No.
You didn't know her before.
No.
So what you two ladies are in dispute over?
It's not. Can I finish? I just want to finish talking just to clarify everything. I paged Danielle. She said that her and John, you know, that they weren't talking and she hadn't talked to him for a while. When I paged her, I put in my home number. Later on that night, her and her friends called and played on the phone all night long. I called and told John, and I was like, you know, the girl Danielle, she's been calling and playing on the phone. So while we were arguing on the phone, me and Danielle, she said she wanted to beat my butt or whatever. And so, you know, I told her, well, you know, well, fine. Her and her friends came to my house to fight me, and I looked out the window, and they were passing by, and I looked out the window, and I was home alone at the time, me and my daughter, so I didn't go outside. So,
you have a daughter?
Yes, I have a 3-year-old daughter.
Is he the father of this 3-year-old daughter?
Yes, he is. And yes.
So if you're the father of this 3-year-old daughter, what were you doing messing around with her?
That was before. That was before my daughter was even born. You know what I'm saying?
How many years ago was this?
This was in 94.
It was in 94.
Has this been ongoing?
Yes,
Exactly.
The harassment.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we're leading up to that. She wanted to fight me. She came to my house, like I stated. I didn't go outside. She called back, and she said, "Why didn't you come outside, B?" You know, so I told her, I'm here alone with my daughter. Tell you what, we'll meet up at your house tomorrow so we can fight. I went to her house. This is just the truth. I went to her house, me and John. She wasn't home. Her sister
What'd you go there for?
To fight her. She wanted to fight me. I mean, she came to my house. She played on my phone all night long.
How old were you then?
I was 18 years old. I was 18 years old at the time.
This is 3 years ago. You were 18 years old. Since that time, you've become a very mature woman. You had a child who's 3 years old now with this guy, who I'm sure you married. Is that right?
Right.
You married?
No, we're not, man. We stay together.
Have you had any trouble with each other in the last 6 months?
No, I haven't.
Just a second. You haven't? In the last 6 months, have you had any trouble with her?
No.
You had any trouble with her?
No.
Good. Sit down.
Oh, this ain't going.
Just a second.
Going right.
Listen to me. In the last 6 months, have you had any difficulty with her?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
She has filed a false police report against me, saying that I did a hit and run.
You did what?
A hit and run.
That was in the last 6 months?
Yes. During this time, I was 5 months pregnant. I got a call from San Francisco Police Department saying that there were charges and a warrant out for my arrest due to the fact that she made this police report. Okay.
Well, what happened with that case?
The case was dismissed due to the investigation that her friend, who was supposed to be in the car with her, made a statement saying that it did not occur that way. It did not happen.
Did you file a police report against her?
Yes, I did.
Why?
She ran me over. I was getting out of my car. She ran me over.
Were
and
you
knocked
injured?
me to the ground. I had soft tissue injuries, and I had like over $2,000 worth of doctor bills to prove that I was marked up. I called the police from my house.
Then why do you think the case was dismissed?
Because thank you. Because my so-called my friends at the time, they gave a statement saying that Danielle did in fact run me over. Me and my friends, we're no longer friends, and one of them made another statement saying that she thought that Danielle was scared, and that's why she ran me down. So she changed her story.
Tell me what happened with this car incident.
What happened was, it did not happen. I was put in a situation where I was pregnant, you know. I turned the corner from around my mom's house, and next thing I know, her car stopped, you know, in the middle of a block. I didn't know who she was until she got out the car. A group of other girls in a car behind me drove up behind me, right up on my bumper. So I'm looking in my rearview mirror, and I'm looking in front of me, and I'm like, this is a setup. Somebody had to be watching me or stalking me or something to know when I'm leaving my mother's house. So she gets out the car, and she starts going like this, cussing, whatever. I can't hear her because my window's up, you know. I'm 5 months pregnant. I'm not going to get out and fight her, and then I have all these girls behind me. I went around her to avoid the situation, okay? I did not hit her. I went around her. She came walking towards my car. I drove around her and left the scene.
That's not true. She ran me down.
Judge Judy will continue.
You're the ignorant tramp. Look how ghetto she is. She don't even know how to present herself. Look how ghetto she is.
Yeah, I'm ghetto.
You're ghetto. You're ghetto.
Real people. Judge Judy. Masika George says Danielle Dunlap's accusations of assault are lies made up because she dated Danielle's old boyfriend, John.
What other incidents, other than this car incident, happened within the last 6 months?
Your Honor.
Due to the fact of the car accident, she has harassed me on my job. That's what has happened.
Fine. Tell me how she's harassed you at your job.
She has came onto my job demanding information from my supervisor about when I'm at work, and, you know, how can she get in contact with me to have me arrested for the hit and run, okay?
All right, that's not harassment. Go ahead. Shut. I want you to say nothing.
All right.
That's not harassment. And the case of the hit and run, the car incident, was resolved by another court. You both acknowledged that you were told to pay her $350.
Right. I'm here today because I fear for my safety. I'm suing her for ongoing harassment and mental stress.
I haven't heard any ongoing harassment in the last 6 months, madam. That's what I'm asking you about.
It's been every year. It's a different
I just
incident.
asked you. I'm going to say one more time. The last 6 months, I'm not interested what happened when she was 18 and you were 17 and you were fighting over Romeo over here. I'm not asking you about that. I'm asking you what happened with you two young adults in the last 6 months. Nothing? Good. Case dismissed. Thank you very much. That's all.
Oh, my God.
Bye.
Parties are excused. You may
Excuse
step out.
me. Oh, my gosh.
Step out the back to your right, please.
That was damn
Out the back door to your right. Ma'am,
Oh,
step
that
out the
was
back door to your
bad.
right, please.
Basically, Danielle, she's a liar.
She's a modern day fatal attraction.
So use the tramp. Use the tramp. Use the ignorant tramp. Look how ghetto she is. She don't even know how to present herself. Look how ghetto she is.
Yeah, I'm ghetto.
You're ghetto. You're ghetto. You don't know how to present yourself.
We don't got to go there.
She didn't have a case. She finna get sued.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll be all that. But you're ghetto.
Parties on Freeman versus Hayes. Step forward, please.
Andre Freeman is suing Patricia Haith because his son, Andre Jr., got a broken wrist when Patricia's son, Gerald, started horsing around.
You're Mr. Friedman.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mrs. Haith?
Yes, I am.
But it's not really you two people who are involved in this lawsuit. It's really your children. All you're asked to do is to pay the bills.
Yes,
correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So I'm going to ask you to sit down for a second. And we have Andre. Where's Andre? Step up here. And Gerald? That's you? Right up here.
Yes, I'm now.
You were in a friend's house?
Yes.
What's your friend's name?
Rashawn Jackson.
Speak up.
Rashawn Jackson.
And were you a friend of Gerald's?
Yes.
How many people were over the house?
I'd say about 6.
And in what room of the house were you hanging around in?
My friend's mother.
Bedroom?
Yeah.
What were you doing in there?
Watching TV.
So tell me what happened.
We just got back from playing the game or whatever outside, and we were in watching TV, and I stood up, and he grabbed me for some odd reason and jumped on the bed with me, and I broke my hand.
How did he grab you?
In like a bear hug like this. And we fell on the bed, and then that's when I broke my wrist.
Tell me what happened when you broke your wrist.
Well, after I broke my wrist, I got up and...
How did you break it? Do you know?
Well, when he jumped on me and grabbed me, my arm was stuck under his stomach like this, and when he fell, it broke inward like that. And when I got up, I let him know that he broke it, and...
How did you know it was broken?
Well, I could tell because the way I moved it, it just like dropped and it hurt real bad, so I knew it broke. And we went in the living room, and my friend Rashawn, he got me a pillow and everything. They called the ambulance, and we were talking, and then like everybody was talking about it, and he started laughing for some odd reason. Like when they told him, like everybody was talking about it, he started laughing, and then I looked at him, he just smirked at me or whatever, and then the ambulance got there and I left.
You hadn't been having an argument with him about anything?
No.
You were just horsing around, or he was horsing around?
Well, yeah, he was, but everybody else wasn't.
Your wrist was in a cast?
Yeah.
For how long?
I'd say about 3 months.
Is it better now?
Well, no. No, it's not.
Why?
I can't turn it all the way. Like this one, I can only go that far.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Okay, Gerald, what happened?
Well, like you said, we were playing outside, and then everybody went into the room. We were watching the movie, and then like everybody got up and started playing around again. So then like he got up, so I got up because everybody else was already playing around. So then like when he got up, I thought he was like playing around. So I didn't grab him in no bear hug or anything. I got him like in a headlock, and then like I was walking around, and then I was walking around with him, and then like when we were like close to the bed, somebody threw a baseball bat, and then like so we fell over. Like I let him go, but like he still had his arm around me. Then I fell. Then he said, "Get up! I think my arm is broken." And then I was like, everybody was like, "Your arm's not broken." Then he showed everybody. Then it was. People were quiet.
What made you think he was getting up to play around?
Well, we were playing earlier, so everybody else got up.
Earlier outside?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about outside. You were inside. You were inside for a while watching TV.
I know. I was going to get to that.
Go ahead.
So, and then he got up because everybody else was already playing around, so I thought he was like going to get up and like rush at me or something.
What made you think that?
Because we were doing earlier.
Outside?
Mm-hmm.
But not inside.
Mm-hmm.
So you really got him in a headlock.
Mm-hmm.
He hadn't come up to you. He was just standing up. He was sitting on the bed and stood up.
We were both sitting like by each other. So he got up, then I got up, and then like I grabbed him. Then we fell.
Okay. Okay, parents up. So this is where the parents come in.
Okay.
Somebody has to pay for this. You had medical bills?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much were your medical bills?
They were over $6,000. However, I only sued for the maximum limit you could sue for.
Did you have insurance?
No, I didn't, Your Honor. It taught me a valuable lesson, though, because now I make sure I have
Can I
insurance.
see the bills, please?
Certainly.
Mrs. Haith, is this the story that your son has consistently told you, the one that you just heard today?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, if it is, then you probably understand that this injury was a result of your son's unintentional act.
Actually, Your Honor, it was as a result of someone throwing a baseball and then both falling.
No. It was not as a result of someone throwing a baseball bat. Because if someone had thrown a baseball bat on the bed and your son didn't have Andre in a headlock, Andre's wrist wouldn't have been broken.
Okay.
There was nothing that Andre did that provoked that. He might have thought in his own mind that they were still playing, or he was going to play with him as they had been playing outside. But at that moment in the bedroom of their friend's house, there was nothing that he did other than stand up to suggest to your son that this was playtime.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
So that somebody has to assume responsibility for these bills. He does. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Okay. How old are you?
14. 14.
Healthy. Big. Strong guy.
And let me add
Which
one-
suggests to me something. Suggests to me that a big, strong 14-year-old guy can do something in their spare time after school, during the summer or whatever, to reimburse your mother because she's going to have to lay out this money. And she certainly wasn't in the bedroom. And it's a good lesson for you. I mean, it's not his fault. He didn't do anything. Certainly not his father's fault. And he's gotten the bills. And this is because you were fooling around. It's a very good lesson. And in this regard, not a terribly expensive one, because although you're going to have some work done on your wrist, and it's not exactly the way it was, it's not the kind of tragedy that very often happens to young people when they act stupid.
I agree, Your Honor.
I don't think there was any maliciousness intended.
Oh, no, I don't think that at all.
I don't think so either. So I think that you both acted in a reasonable sort of way today. I hope you learned a good lesson. It's an expensive one. You're going to be very busy paying your mother back. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff and the amount requested, which is $5,000 for the medical bills. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your right, please.
Thank you.
Quite welcome.
On the next Judge.
Step forward, please.
Adult film actress Kylie Ireland is suing producer Mickey Blank and Sin City Entertainment because she says they promised her 6 acting roles in movies that were never made.
Order. All rise. Judge, number 4 on the calendar in the matter of Ireland versus Sin City. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
All right. This is an action for breach of contract, as I understand it. Miss Ireland, do you say that you signed a contract with the defendant's company to appear in 6 videos or 6 movies? Excuse me. To appear in 6 videos over a 6-month period, and you did not appear in those videos. You want to be fully compensated for that
That is
contract.
correct, Your Honor.
Is that correct?
For the most part, yes. That was a minimum of 6 videos that I signed for. I signed an exclusive contract with Sin City Entertainment, which kept me from making movies with any other company. And when I received no compensation for being exclusive with this company, and they put me in no movies of any kind, let alone the minimum 6 required for the contract, I have been forced to take this kind of proceedings.
May I see the contract, please?
Yes.
Who prepared this contract?
Mickey Blank's
Is that you, sir?
Yes, it is.
Yes, I'm sorry. His secretary, I believe.
Is this your standard contract?
No.
Why not?
Well,
The reason I'm asking you this, your name is Blanks?
Blank, B-L-A-N-K, Blank.
Mr. Blank?
Yes.
The reason I'm asking you that question is, this is the most inartfully drafted contract that I've ever read. Now, so why wasn't she given your standard contract?
Okay, we don't have a standard contract. What that instrument is an agreement between an artist and our company.
Well, an agreement is a contract.
You can use the word contract, yes.
Of course.
Okay. We don't feel it's a formal contract as such. What this does, it benefits both the artist and our company by pulling our efforts together.
Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to point out that there was 2 other girls that were put under contract at the same time as I, and they have identical contracts to these.
This doesn't say it's an exclusive contract.
In the first line where I've highlighted, I believe it does say it's an exclusive contract between Sin City and myself.
Well, but that word is unclear. I mean, that is an unclear, I don't know what an exclusive legal and binding agreement.
It binds me from being able to work for any other companies. So for that 6-month minimum period, I was not allowed to do any work for other companies.
No, no.
What was your understanding?
At no point did we ever stop Kylie from working with anybody. My understanding of this agreement, okay, is as such. Sin City is a very top-of-the-line company in the adult entertainment field. We put out roughly 6 to 8 features a month. And the purpose of this contract was twofold. It benefited us and it benefited Kylie as well.
Why didn't you use her services?
What transpired, and if I give you a little bit more background on the situation, Kylie is an adult entertainer. She's one of the top entertainers in the industry, and she does very, very well. I'm sure the lion's share of her income is not generated by making adult videos. I'm sure that's through dance tours and all the other type of work that she does.
Is that true?
To an extent, yes, Your Honor, that is true. The reason he's going to tell you next that I went out on tour, and the reason that I went out on a dance tour is because they had no plans of using me in any movies and were not giving me my contracted money per month as they should have been. So I was forced to go out on tour to dance to make some income.
Well, they don't guarantee you to pay $1,000 a month.
They guaranteed that they would put me in one movie, which would contain at least a minimum of one scene, which would pay me a minimum of $1,000 per month.
But they could, for instance, have given you 4 movies in 1 month.
And then they would have had to pay me more.
This is a very poorly written contract. Do you have a lawyer?
Yes, I do.
Did your lawyer read over this contract?
Yes, he did.
Before you signed it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yes, he did.
And advised you to sign it?
He said that it was a legal and binding agreement, being not very official looking or not, it still bound me to exclusive contract work with this company, and that I should honor it if I was going to choose to enter into it.
Anyway, I'm going to let you finish, and then I'm come back to you. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, basically, what I'm trying to bring out is our industry is very unique to itself. Okay, Kylie I'm sure, makes the lion's share of her income, not through making videos, but through her touring and her fan clubs and all the other type of work that she does. What the video does is keep her out in front of the public, okay, and working for Sin City, which is a very prestigious company. It adds that much more credibility to who she is and what she does. Kylie is at the top of the industry and dealing with a top company. At the time, it created a bunch of hoopla. She benefited greatly from the publicity. Right when she signed, we had a very large party honoring one of our movies, and we invited everyone from all over the world, all the press and everyone. And even though the party was honoring this movie, Kylie and some of the other girls who were under contract with us, or under this agreement with us, benefited greatly by it. Her picture was all over the magazines in this country.
So why didn't you use her?
What happened was, roughly about a month after the contract was signed, we had a trade show. And at that point, our company took a change of direction, and they put a new person in charge of production. And he's no longer there, by the way, but he was going off in a different step. We would have liked to use Kylie, but Kylie had obligations to dance and what have you.
Just a minute. About a month afterwards, you had a change of direction. What does that mean? Explain that to me.
We had a change of personnel. We hired a fellow named Ed Powers, who's very big in this industry, to do our productions. and Ed was going to take the company in basically a little bit different direction. Okay. However,
why you keep saying that? What kind of different direction?
Well, we were at the time we were doing a lot of features that were meant for Playboy and Spice Channel. Ed wanted to do stuff that was more reality-based type features, but we still would utilize Kylie if the conditions were correct. Kylie was.
What conditions?
If she was available, if it was there to be had. When I say if it was there to be had, no, if we lost communication for a period of a couple months, and it's not our job to hunt people down if they don't communicate. You know, if they're not there on us.
Well, do you have a phone number for her?
Yes.
Did you call her and say you have to come back? We have a film for you to do?
Not personally, no.
Did anybody that affiliated with you that you know of contact her within the first month, second month, third month?
I'm sure there was some correspondence, but I'm not aware. I couldn't give you specific dates.
Did you have any correspondence with them a month afterwards, 2 months afterwards, 3 months afterwards?
I called Mickey. I called several other people at Sin City Entertainment, trying to see when we were going to shoot a movie, when we were going to do some more projects together. I was anxious. Like Mickey had said, we'd done a lot of promotion. We had been pushing the fact that we were now working together, Sin City and Kylie, Ireland, and we were going to make big projects, and we'd done all this hoopla, and nothing was coming out of it.
Later on Judge Judy.
Adult film stars are not complete and total bimbos, that a lot of us do treat this very professionally and that it is a business, and although we may be having a lot of fun doing it, take us seriously.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Adult movie star Kylie Ireland claims producer Mickey Blank and his production company reneged on a deal to star her in 6 movies.
I kept calling and calling. If Mickey is trying to say that he had a hard time reaching me, that is physically impossible because I carry on my person all the time a 800 paging system. So Sin City can call me toll-free. It reaches anywhere in the United States, and it can get me at any time of the day. He also had my current home phone numbers as well as my cell phone numbers, so I was totally reachable. And one other thing I did do, and I still do this for my current company, I'm signed with a different company right now, VCA Pictures, is I make a schedule and I fax it to my employers each month, which lets them know when I'm scheduled to be dancing at this place or doing this bookstore signing.
Did you fax that to their company?
I have faxed copies of it to Mickey Blank, to Gigi Appleton, and to Mark.
We receive one calendar that I'm aware of, and you were booked for the entire month.
I always send them in groups of 3 to 4, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, I was only aware, and I was there at the time. I only received one for 1 month, and you were booked for
How
the
many
month.
times did you have feature films during this 6-month agreement that you wanted to use her in?
Well, good question. Right after that time, I was changed to a different position.
So the answer is you don't know.
The answer is I don't know.
Well, she says that you only, according to her, contacted her once. And that was towards the end of the 6-month period. So she's giving you that. Now, why didn't you do that film?
Because they gave me 1 day's notice, Your Honor.
Do you know about that, sir?
Yes, I didn't know it was 1 day's notice, but I do know that there was some correspondence, and Kylie expressed that she was upset with the situation. So we kind of said, well, we have work for you. Would you like to do this?
Tomorrow.
I don't think it was 1 day.
In the contract, Your Honor, it states that I'm supposed to be offered first choice of the pick of the best of the movies, and they never called me, and I feel that them calling me 1 day before the project was to be shot is not only very unprofessional, even in the adult industry, but it was, well, shocking for one, but I think I was a replacement more than given the first choice.
Let me ask you this, sir. What I'm hearing is that shortly after you signed the plaintiff to this agreement, and it is loosely written, it is a contract,
yes.
And it says you're going to use her 6 months, with an option really for another 6 months. You'll come back after 6 months, but for that 6-month period, she was supposed to work 6 films.
Right.
And I gather from what you're telling me, shortly after you signed this contract with her, your company hired and then took on a different direction from being films that were made for like Playboy Channel. You were going into reality. Do you know what that? I'm not going to go into that.
Right. Well, reality-based.
This is a family court.
Right.
Reality.
Right.
And then that person, for what is no longer with your company. Is that right?
That's correct.
So that for that 6-month period, am I to assume that Sin City Productions was sort of in a state of flux?
Not exactly. When I say we took a different course, we still made features. We still had films we were putting out each month that we could have possibly utilized Kylie in.
Well, then why didn't you?
What transpired was we lost the communication.
Well, but you don't know that, sir. You can't tell me. She sounds like a... Listen, she may be the star of adult films. Sounds to me she's the star of adult films who has a very organized business sense.
Yes, she does.
Right?
Thank you.
This to her is a business.
Absolutely.
She's got an 800-pager so people can reach her all the time. She faxes, and I believe her when she says that. She faxes her schedule to the production company so that you know where she is at all times. So she's not some airhead.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
We make it sound like Sin City wouldn't have benefited anything from having me under contract, though, and that amuses me.
Oh,
my movies sell very well, and you guys would have made a lot of money.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Filmmaker Mickey Blank says he couldn't honor a deal to star actress Kylie Ireland in 6 sex films because he couldn't find her.
If you were making feature films, is it because this new person that you had decided that he didn't want to use this particular talent, that he wanted to use some other kinds of talents to make these reality movies?
Well, yes and no.
Well, even if it's partially yes, you're stuck.
Okay, well, let me clarify what I'm saying, okay?
Okay.
First of all, I do agree with you. Kylie is not an airhead by any means whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
She's highly successful, and she's at the top of her field, and deservedly so. But we feel it's not our job to track a star down. We make an agreement to make movies, okay?
Are you supposed to check in with you every day?
No, let me finish my sentence, please.
Yeah.
Often I did.
Okay. Well, what we do is, okay, one schedule I did receive, okay, was booked for the month. Okay, the following month, I can't say firsthand that I saw any kind of schedule fax whatsoever. To my knowledge, it wasn't, because I did have communication with the fellow who was in charge of production.
Well, if you had communication with the person who was in charge of production, I'm going to let you offer this one piece of hearsay, sir. How many times, and I think you're an honest person, how many times were you told that they tried to reach the plaintiff to do a film and could not?
I don't have an answer for that.
That's the issue. It would seem to me, and I'm a lay person, this is not my industry, this industry, or theatrical industry, but it just seems from a common sense perspective. I am a producer. I have a film that I want to produce. I have a talent that I want to utilize. I pick up the phone and I call that talent, either at a home or at a 1-800 number that she has so she can be beeped all over the place, and I say, I have a film that I want you to do next week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks. Right? It would seem to me that the talent doesn't call you periodically because she might miss an opportunity. If the responsibility was hers and she, for instance, called you every 2 weeks, well, it was the odd week that the opportunity arose, and you're suggesting that she is to be penalized for that. No. It's the person who is producing these films who picks up the phone and says, I got a film, want you to do it, can you do it? And you can't tell me that anybody called her and said that, with the exception of this one time, the end of the contract. Am I correct?
Well, not since the beginning of the contract, also.
Well, I believe her.
Can I read you something?
Sure.
I brought along some of the magazines that covered the whole signing of the contract girls to Sin City. Most of them are AVN Magazine, the Adult Video News.
No, you don't have to read them to me. I have one question for you. Don't read them to me.
Are you
As
sure?
a matter of fact, I'm absolutely positive.
Okay.
Because they're really not relevant to this contract. I mean, I understand.
There's just a quote in there from Mickey Blank that I think you would find quite amusing.
Well, what does he say? All right. Just one quote. I'm always pleased to be amused.
It's called Ashley and Ireland Take Up Residence in Sin City. Mickey Blank, the general manager and self-described honcho of Sin City, couldn't be happier. In a move which he calls both fortuitous and a reflection of our new, more upscale image, the company has signed super starlets Caitlin Ashley and Kylie Ireland to exclusive one-year contracts. We're very fortunate to have 2 of today's biggest stars working for us, says Blank. The girls were looking to sign exclusive deals, and we were looking to do the same. The timing was just right for everyone.
So why do you think you weren't called?
Your Honor, I really have no idea. That's why I'm standing here today.
Was the other gal who signed this kind of contract used during that 6-month period?
Neither of the other 2 girls were used, and one of the girls did take the case to court, And right as she says, as she was walking out the door, Sin City called her up and called her to the offices to go make a deal. The other girl just blew it off, which is what many girls in our industry do, which is very upsetting to me, and which is why I'm actually taking the steps to stand up for the little people, I guess you could say.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Blank, I understand that what happened to you was a change in company direction. Whether you had control over that direction, I'm not sure, but it's your company, so you're the one who's got the deep pockets. It seems clear to me that you did not comply with the terms of the agreement that you made with the plaintiff, with the possible exception of that one final film, because it doesn't say that you'd be given a certain amount of notice. However, your contract provides for 6 films over a 6-month period, which is $6,000. The limit of this court is $5,000. So even if we deduct the $1,000 for that one particular film that was offered to you and you rejected, that brings you down to $5,000, which is really what you're suing for. I believe you're entitled to that under this breach of contract, and I'm awarding $5,000 to the plaintiff. Thank you.
Thank you, Your
Parties
Honor.
are excused. You may step out. Back door to your right, please. Versus fees. Step forward, please.
24-year-old massage therapist Christy Nelson is suing boyfriend Oliver Thies for assault and property damage. He claims he left Christy because she was too intimate with one of her massage clients.
Order. All rise. Now, this is case number 72 on the calendar in the matter of Nelson versus Thies. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Nelson, I always get nervous when I see somebody bringing in their papers in shopping bags.
Well, I just had to bring in my evidence of my broken stuff.
According to this complaint, listen, according to this complaint, you met this past New Year's Eve at a party. And you moved in the next day to her house?
About 3 days later.
So you were sure that this was going to be it?
Looked pretty good at the time.
And, Ms. Nelson, you allege in your complaint that things went from bad to worse.
Yes.
That you lent Mr. Thies a lot of money.
Yes, I did.
And that he became jealous, obsessive.
Yes.
Destroyed all your property in a fit of rage. You want $5,000.
Yes.
He says that nothing could be farther from the truth. You destroyed your own property when you were in a fit of rage, and he wants money from you, including his moving costs.
Okay.
So far, is that the case?
Yes.
So, let's hear your side of the story.
Okay, well, basically, he moved in with me, and everything was good in the beginning, but I do massage for a living. I'm a masseuse, and he started accusing me of sleeping with my clients when I went over there, and so that caused a lot of problems in our relationship, and I said that's far from the truth. I invited him to go with me on my massages to these people's houses, and he went with me, saw nothing was going on, and still accused me of that, and so things got worse. He started physically hitting me, hit me in the chest when I was in the car once and pulled me forward and demanded my money, and so of course I gave it to him. I was scared, and he
demanded what money?
Money in my pocket. Yes, it is.
Just a second. I'll get to you.
And so that was just one incident. He's also given me a bloody nose. He's hit me upside the head.
So when did you decide that you had had enough, madam? I mean,
well, I needed a few more
to me, if somebody is thinking about putting his hands on me, that's enough to throw his behind out the front door.
I always thought that too until I was in a situation. I thought I was madly in love with him, and I thought that things
How could you be madly in love with somebody who beats you?
Well, because he's very charming.
There's nothing charming about giving you a bloody nose.
Yeah, that's true. But, and then he went through...
There's no buts there.
Rages. Yes, it's true. And destroyed my property. He destroyed my camcorder, $1,000. I haven't even finished paying this yet.
How did he destroy your camcorder?
Some sort of tool. He stabbed into it and then busted into a million pieces. He found a phone bill of mine.
Not true.
I had my cell phone that he destroyed.
And so tell me how that happened.
He was saying, you were calling all these guys on your phone, or I see it on your phone bill. I called all these people, and you're cheating on me and all this stuff.
It's not true, Judge.
I haven't heard about the loans that you made to him. You said you made a loan.
Okay, yes. I gave him, I have a receipt here from the real estate guy saying that I did give $1,000 for the down payment on a house, or to hold it, and if it didn't go through, that I would get the money back, but I didn't get the money back. He took it, and he says it right here on this piece of paper right here. I also have...
Can I see it, please?
It's not true, Judge. I never said anything on a piece of paper.
Just a second.
Oh, you did too.
Hey, can I see it, please?
Yes, and then there's checks right there of what he owes me for things I bought him for his window washing service and for the DMV that I paid for his car insurance.
Okay. All right. Now, let's hear your side of the story, and then we'll get to this money.
Yeah, it's like you said. We met on New Year's Eve, and we thought things were going to be, you know, nice. It was going to be a nice relationship. At least that's how I thought it was going. And, you know, she decided that she was going to be doing massage, telling me how she just does legitimate massage. Now, we moved into an apartment complex called the Marina Harbor Apartments, and where this apartment was located was right next to a laundry room. So I could be in the laundry room and actually look into the living room and see everything that was going on. And she wasn't just giving massages. So, you know, I told her I wasn't going to hang out with her anymore.
How do you know that?
Because I saw it for myself with my eyes.
You're telling me that she was being indiscreet in your own home, with you home?
Yeah, as I was... Yeah, she's just telling me she was doing an in-call massage, and it wasn't a massage. And she just completely humiliates me constantly.
Well, let me ask you this question. So when did you see that?
This was back in April.
When did you separate?
Mother's Day. Yeah.
I tried to separate from her that day, and she came running after me, telling me how, you know, she was sorry and this and that, and she just needed to make some money because that's how she makes a living, and she's been making a living like that for 4 years. She's been arrested twice for that kind of a charge. I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Have you been arrested twice?
I have been arrested, but I have not been convicted of anything.
And
what were you arrested for?
Prostitution.
Go ahead.
So anyways, you know, at that point, our relationship kind of fizzled out, and she took it into her own hands to try to keep me around any way she knew possible, and I actually tried to stick it out for a while, and then I just got fed up and I left, because she continued to see this Taiwanese guy from Taiwan, and she just wouldn't let it go, you know. And, you know, I've talked to this guy, I've confronted him, and he's a complete weirdo, you know, and he knows that we're boy and girlfriend at the time, and he just won't stop. And she's all into this guy. And I just got fed up. I left. In her fits of rage, she would throw things at me, and I don't know. She's trying to get money out of anybody and everything that she can. And she's trying to get money out of me.
Let me ask you this question, sir. Something that you said to me doesn't make sense, and I really don't understand it. If I saw somebody that I was in love with, living with, having sex, which is, I assume, what you're talking about.
Yeah, it is.
With somebody in my house, I wouldn't stick around.
I didn't. I left.
No, you didn't. You came back. You said she told you to come back, and you came back.
Well, when you live with somebody, you create, you know, emotional bonding, and I had some real strong feelings for her. You know, so you can overlook a lot of things when you have emotional feelings for somebody. So that's what I did. And I know I was very deeply hurt, you know, and I'm still very deeply hurt. And
well,
that's why we're
there are
not
a couple
together
of
now.
lessons in that, sir. One of the lessons is you don't meet somebody on January 1st and move in with them on January 3rd. That's very dumb.
Yeah, this is L.A.
That's
though.
very dumb. Yes. This is L.A. This is still part of the universe, the last time I heard.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You forget that I'm 12 weeks pregnant with your baby, okay?
Well, it
now,
could be the Taiwanese guy's
No, I'm not
child.
having sex with Taiwanese, all right?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Oliver Thies denies he damaged any of his girlfriend, Christy Nelson's property, or that he assaulted her. He claims Christy owes him for emotional stress during their relationship.
Not everybody who lives in L.A. are cretins. They're mostly very smart people. Most people who live in L.A. do not meet somebody on the 1st and move in with them and set up housekeeping on the 3rd, find out, according to you, that the person to whom they've given their heart is a prostitute, right? And then stick around.
Well, I didn't find out she was an actual prostitute till about 5 months later.
That's not true.
When she actually told me she was arrested and her past life, and That's when I found out, and that's when I was out for good.
Did you ever take any money from her?
No, I never did.
You took $1,000 from her to put down as a down payment on a house. What do
well, she...
That's a well is not an answer, sir. Make sure I get everything truthfully from you. Did you take $1,000 from her?
She did give me $1,000.
Just a minute, now we're getting to it. She did give you $1,000.
But I've given it back to her.
Well, how?
Just cash. Give it back to her cash.
When?
That day, as a matter of fact. Because I already had enough in my bank account to cover that.
Well, why would you let her give the $1,000 in cash if you gave it back to her the same day?
Well, why would she want to give $1,000 up anyways?
Because we were getting a house together.
Is that an answer?
Well, we didn't get a house together, so I gave her back her money.
This was a very bad idea for the two of you. This was a very bad idea for the two of you.
Anyways,
Here, give this back.
I am now,
I have no IOUs with her. If she has anything that says I owe her anything,
well, you know what, Oliver?
and she can show that right now.
But I'm 12 weeks pregnant with your baby, okay?
Well, it
now,
could be the Taiwanese
no,
guy's
I'm not
child.
having sex with Taiwanese, all right?
Miss Nelson, Miss Nelson, listen to me. You're not going to resolve the fact that you are pregnant and the parentage of that child until the child is born. Do you know that? You understand that?
Yes.
See, now she's just trying to get money out of me any way she can, because she's trying.
I also have
she knows
a tape
she
here.
has a
It's
kid
him
coming.
admitting that it's his baby. And him giving me threatening messages that he's going to bust my face into a million pieces if I don't get an abortion.
Listen to me. What does that have to do with the price of tomatoes?
Well, that just has to do with how violent he really is. It's his nature. And he did destroy all my property.
Did you destroy any of her property, sir?
No, I didn't.
How did the property get destroyed? All that
I
stuff?
have no idea. Probably the Taiwanese guy, when he got mad, he found out she was trying to keep it a secret that I was her boyfriend with this guy. Okay, guess who she's living with now? Ask her. Taiwanese.
That would be
He's a
interesting.
midget.
Miss Nelson.
Oh, you are...
He goes to
Miss
USC.
Nelson, sounds to me as if the two of you made some very serious mistakes, and quite frankly, neither of you has record sufficient to demonstrate to me whether he owes you money for loans. He says he paid for your car. You have any proof of that, sir?
Of?
That you paid for her car. That's one of the things that you're
I just gave her cash all the time.
So you have no proof?
It was good faith, and we were getting along back then when I did give her money.
I can't rely on your good faith because neither of you has too much upstairs. It's the truth.
Judge Judy will...
शहर के ऊपर धुआं सा था, मेरे अंदर तूफान सा था, तू हंसी और रात निकल गई, मेरा दिल वही सुनसान सा था। तेरे हाथ की मेहंदी में मैंने अपना कल देखा था, तूने बस एक बार मुड़ के देखा और मैंने साल भर रो दिया था। ना तू बेवफा लगी ना मैं गलत लगा, बस हम दोनों के बीच में वक्त थोड़ा ज्यादा सख्त लगा। जकिया तू चली गई जैसे बारिश के बाद खुशबू चली जाती है, मैं रह गया उस मिट्टी की तरह जो सिर्फ तेरा इंतजार करती है। जकिया तेरे बिना ये कमरा भी मुझसे बात नहीं करता, मैं जिंदा तो हूँ लेकिन दिल रात नहीं करता, रात नहीं करता। तेरे शहर की सारी सड़कें मुझे अजनबी सी लगती हैं, जहाँ हम खड़े थे एक दिन अब वहाँ खामोशी रहती है। तूने कहा था कभी दूर मत जाना, और फिर एक दिन तू खुद सबसे दूर चली गई। कल मैंने चांद से पूछा क्या तुझे भी कोई छोड़ गया, चांद धीरे से हंस पड़ा, बोला हर रात कोई ना कोई टूट जाता है। जकिया अगर कभी तुझे मेरी याद आए तो उस छत पे लौट आना, मैं शायद वहाँ ना मिलूं पर मेरी आवाज जरूर मिलेगी। जकिया तू मेरी मोहब्बत नहीं मेरी अधूरी दुआ थी, जो कभी पूरी ना हुई लेकिन कभी
later today.
You're unlucky that you don't like women. I'm sorry for you. And it's your loss, Eddie, that you've lost all your children, all right?
Oh, really?
You don't have another chance.
Okay.
It's
See
too
ya.
old.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Oliver Thies denies he damaged any of his girlfriend Christy Nelson's property or that he assaulted her. He claims Christy owes him for emotional stress during their relationship.
When I read these papers initially, I said, he's probably pretty nutty, living with somebody who he says he saw having sex with somebody in his house. But you've been arrested twice for prostitution. Maybe there's a possibility
Once.
that he's...
And that was 5 years ago. For dancing.
She can't even get her
It was
story
not
straight.
convicted.
It's a little
In any event, you also want $1,100 for moving.
Yes, I had to get a new apartment. I had first and last month's rent, and it left me with less money than I had. Okay, and I needed a place immediately.
You don't really expect me to give you any money for that, do you, from her? You don't really expect me to do that, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yes.
Dream on, sir. Listen, very rarely do I hear a case where I feel as if both people in a relationship such as yours sort of deserve each other. That's the way I feel in this case. You started out dumb, you ended up dumb, probably both a little poorer. Your complaint is dismissed, your countersuit is dismissed. Go and have a happy life.
Pardons are excused. You may step out.
I have a restraining order on him. I want him to stay away because he does harass me. He's punched my friends out, and that's a problem. You know, he's got a really bad temper. I mean, and I still care about him very much.
I saw a short Taiwanese man in there.
Party's on Razzo versus Winkler. Step forward, please.
After 18 years paying only $75 a month child support, 45-year-old construction worker Ed Razzo is suing his ex-wife, Pamela Winkler, for overpayment.
Mr. Razzo, Miss Winkler is the mother of your son, who is now 18 years old?
19.
19?
19.
And you are suing her for $3,000, almost $3,000.
Yes, ma'am.
I've read your complaint. I would like you to tell me why you're suing her for $3,000.
Well, I figure she owes it to me.
Oh, let's go back so that we have the story from the beginning. You had a child together.
Right.
You were never married.
No.
And you were under a court order to pay support.
Yes, ma'am.
Child never lived with you, I assume.
No.
How long had you been under a support order?
For 18 years.
And what was the support order?
$75 per month.
$75 per month. Is that what it always was, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
She never took you back for increased support.
No.
So then there came a time when the child turned 18.
Yes, ma'am.
Start from there. So what did you do?
I felt that my obligation for child support was up, so I did not pay after his 18th birthday, and he had graduated supposedly
From high school.
From high school.
Mm-hmm.
And a month later, I got a letter, a late notice, saying that I was still to pay.
Okay.
So
From the court?
From the court.
Not from her?
Not from her. From the court.
So what did you do?
So I continued to pay after this month, and they said if I didn't pay, they would yank my license.
Your driver's license?
My driver's license.
Okay.
So I continued to pay.
Okay.
And meantime, they did yank my license, come to find out.
So, then what happened?
So I paid up, and then I had got pulled over for making an illegal turn, and they impounded my car for 30 days.
They, the police?
The police.
You paid, according to you, an extra 6 months.
Right.
Is that right? Altogether?
Altogether.
After the child reached 18.
Right.
And this was because you were told to do that by the state.
Yes.
Now, I'd like you to tell me, so 6 months times 75 is what
Yes,
you
ma'am.
say you overpaid.
Right.
That's $450.
Right.
So now would you please tell me why you're suing her for $3,000?
Okay. Well, the impound fees, which was close to $500, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and lack or missing work for a month, not having my vehicle,
What kind of work do you do, sir?
construction.
And how much do you make a month?
I usually make $500-600 a month.
$500 to $600 a month?
$500 to $600 a week. Excuse me.
$500 to $600 a week.
Week.
So you make at least $2,000 a month.
Right.
What I'd like to know is how you got away with paying $75 a month child support for 18 years.
You would have to ask her. She never went in to boost the child support, I guess.
People who are on the minimum wage maybe pay $75 a month in child support. Someone like you doesn't pay $75 a month in child support. You were given a gift for 18 years. Did you ever hear the word chutzpah?
No, I haven't. Sorry.
I'm going to tell you what it means. Do you know what chutzpah means, Byrd? Chutzpah means gall. You got a lot of gall suing her for anything.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
I know you haven't opened your mouth. It's not necessary. Thank you. If the state of California made a mistake, and as a result of that, your car was impounded, and you lost work, go sue the state. What are you suing her for? She's raised your child on pennies that you've given her a month.
Now, wait a minute. If they would have asked for $200 a month or $300, I would still pay it.
Just a second. You're a father. You don't have to be asked. You're a father.
Yep.
You're not supposed to be asked. You know in your soul, sir, you're an intelligent man, that $75 a month is an inadequate amount of support for you to contribute for a child.
She lives a lot better off than I do. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's fortunate, sir, that she lives better than you do. I'm telling you that this lady doesn't look to me as if she is driving around in a Mercedes, right, and living in a palatial place. And I'm telling you that if she didn't bother you over the years, you ought to give her 2 medals and mention her in your will, not bring her here to sue her. Your lawsuit's dismissed, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Back over to you, right.
And on the next Judge Judy, her courtroom, this is Judge Judy.
Parties on Griner, Zerga, Amini versus Choseka.
22-year-old college co-ed Allison Griner and her roommates say apartment life with another roomie, Leslie Jaseko, was unbearable.
Order, all rise. Yeah, this is case number 87 in the matter of Griner, Zerga, Amini versus Choseka.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Well, you 4 ladies are college students and decided to room together. Took an apartment. Correct?
Yes, correct.
And I was really rather amused when I was reading your complaint against the defendant, who is a former roommate of yours. Complaint seeks unpaid rent in the amount of, I think, $625 for 2 months. Say she moved out. She owes you for 2 months rent. And also $80 because she broke a phone. What I found interesting about the complaint was that when you moved into the apartment, you got there first, correct?
Yes.
And you took the room with the view.
Right.
Did that really tick you off that she took the room?
Yeah, it really did.
I assumed it did. Even though I wasn't in here, I assumed that that started all the trouble. Am I right?
Yes, you are.
Love to be right. So you took the room with the view, and when they moved in, did they ask you to toss a coin, do something for that room?
They suggested other alternatives.
Like what?
Like maybe switch rooms every quarter or things like that. And one specific person, she's not here at the moment, but she had the most problem with it, and because I knew that she wanted the room with the ocean view. And it's too bad because we didn't have any agreement on it to begin with. And so it's first come, first serve.
Well, that's your rule.
We didn't have any agreement on it.
A coin toss was actually what was decided by the people who were there. Everyone thought that we should just toss the coin, and everyone decided that that would be the most equitable way, but Leslie didn't think that was good because she had already established herself in that room.
And I suggested adjusting the price of the rooms according to their benefits, and that was just out of the question for Leslie because she had the room that she liked, so of course we should each pay equal rent.
And it wasn't only that, there were a few other initial things, like within the first week we decided that we would have a roommate fund and everyone would contribute $10 to pay for things like cleaning supplies. Leslie didn't think that she didn't think that was a good idea, so everyone put in money but Leslie. We all decided that one of the chores that we would do would be recycling. Leslie's words were, I just don't see the point. She didn't see the point of recycling, so every week when it was her turn to recycle, someone had to do that for her.
Okay. How much were you ladies out?
When she left?
Yes.
Well, it's $400 a month, so for the first month, $400, and then the second month it's $400, but the manager decided to take $200 from our security deposit and use it towards the last month's rent because they didn't realize they had charged us too much. So $600. And $25 for a late fee.
Okay. Now, tell me about this telephone that you're suing for, an $80 telephone.
Okay, that's my phone. Leslie came home one day after being gone for about 3 days, and I had moved, she had taken a chair from the living room, practically the only thing that she owned in the house, and put it in our room, which I shared with her. And it was quite a large chair, and it's a pretty small room, so it took up a lot of room, so I had moved it into the living room. She came back.
While she wasn't there.
Right. And, you know, she wouldn't come home for 3 days, and it was an inconvenience to me. So when she came home, she immediately removed the chair from the room, and I explained why I had done it, and she said, well, it's my chair, and I want it in my room. And I said, fine, well, then if that's your chair, you know, if you're going to be petty, then we're going to be petty as well, and you can't use any of our things. And the phones in the house all happen to be mine. So she proceeded to make a phone call, and I told her she could not use my phone if she was going to be that way. And I warned her about 5 times that I was going to disconnect the phone if she didn't get off it, just because I really didn't feel like I had a choice.
Angry.
I was angry. Yes, so I did disconnect the phone, and at that point she smashed the phone against the wall with all her might and
did you do
broke
that?
it. Unintentionally, yes, I did.
How do you unintentionally do that?
I threw it across the room and it hit the wall, but I didn't mean to hit it against the wall.
Where did you expect it to hit?
Just outside there somewhere, I don't know.
You broke the phone, you have to pay for it. How much
well,
was the phone?
I do have my counterclaims for that.
How much was your phone?
It was $80, or for a new one, it's $80.
Okay. Now, I'd like to hear about your counterclaims.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Who's using drugs every single day?
Huh, you guys.
How great is sex on ecstasy?
Oh,
You should
yeah.
try to remember Catalina Island.
No, I didn't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Leslie Chiseco, a 22-year-old law student, says she shouldn't have to pay for breaching a lease with her roommates because they made her life hell.
My counterclaims for the phone. First of all, Christina had my patio table stolen. I brought it in.
Christina had your patio table stolen. How did she do that?
What happens in the Isla Vista community is that a lot of people leave for a break, and a lot of times during break, things get stolen. And so I brought it specifically because I knew that there was a higher percentage of it being stolen. And so I brought it inside, and then when I came back from break, it was gone, and I didn't get an apology nor any kind of compensation or even an acknowledgement from her.
Do you know what happened to the patio table?
What happened was everyone had left for winter break, and there was just me and Leslie left. Leslie left, and she left and put the plastic table in the middle of the living room. I was still living in that place for another week, and there's a big plastic table in the middle of the room. So yes, I did put it outside. And, you know, so yes, we all got back from winter break, and yes, it had been taken.
This plastic table, where did you get it from?
It was my parents, and they paid approximately $150 for it. And when I went to Orchard Supply and Hardware, it was $69 without tax.
Okay. What else?
Also, before spring break, which is a week long, I left my car in our parking lot, in the apartment parking lot. And then they took it out into the street and left it there over spring break, causing it to be hit with a $315 damage, estimated damage. And I do have the paperwork for that as well. I could show that to you.
I'd like to...
No, do you want to?
I just want to explain that where we live, almost 90% of people park on the street. And Leslie left for spring break a few days before everyone else. And the car, the way the lot's structured is it's 3 in a row. She left her car in the last spot, but there were still 2 other people in front of her who needed to be driving. So it was moved onto the street, so the other 2 who were still living there could have access to their cars.
So they're parked one right behind
one
the other?
One behind the other. And she left it. She didn't say, hey guys, I'm leaving, make sure you put my car back in the lot. She didn't specifically say, I want my car in the lot for this week. She just left, leaving it there. We have a set of keys so everyone can move everyone's cars freely, and that's an agreement that we had.
Let me ask you a question. Did you park your car in the street at all?
I did, but when I left it in the parking lot. And no one ever moves a car from the street to the parking lot that belonged to someone else. They would move it from the number 3, the last spot, to the number 1 spot.
We didn't have a system for moving cars.
But you never
move them around.
No one has ever moved
That is
anyone's
not true.
car from my... I am not lying.
Yes,
Just a second. Won't take responsibility. You didn't even acknowledge it.
If you had cared that much, you should have put it in the first spot,
Listen
Leslie.
to me. Oh, and woken up everyone? I left late that night.
You moved their cars. We have our keys all there.
You don't move it and leave it there for a whole week, and you know all the
First of all, we left, and it was not...
I'm still talking. All the cars get hit from on Del Playa Drive.
Listen. It would seem to me, madam, that if you wanted your car to be untouched for the time that you were away, and since the keys are readily accessible, you move the other 2 cars that were behind yours, because you're leaving. You put your car in the first space so that nobody else has to be inconvenienced with your car. That way, there is no reason whatsoever to move your car. Your car is in the first spot. Everybody else has to be behind you.
Actually,
why didn't you do that?
I also found out that...
Why didn't you do that?
Because we left in a hurry, and it was
That's your fault.
in the middle of the night.
That's
but
your
no
fault.
one has ever moved the car out to the street and left it there.
That requires you
It is true.
to have...
You guys are lying.
Hey, that requires you to have a little consideration for other people. It requires you to put your car in a space where it's not going to inconvenience anybody else, since you were the first one leaving on spring break and they weren't leaving for a while. You chose not to do that. It's not their fault.
Judge Judy will continue. And later today,
She was one of my dearest friends. I've been to Easters and holidays at
She was part of my family, but, you know, she took advantage of me, obviously, and I don't appreciate that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 22-year-old college co-ed Allison Griner and her roommates say apartment life with another roomie, Leslie Jaseko, was unbearable.
All right. I don't know how much this table is worth. The table had been out for a long time. You could buy a new one for $69. I'm going to give you credit for $40 for the table, because I think if you put the table back outside and she had taken the trouble to put the table inside so it wouldn't be stolen, you are at least partially responsible for that. Pay careful attention to me. You owe them $665. Do you understand? That's for the rent. You had no basis to leave sticking them with the rent.
After I was being coerced and harassed.
And you owe them for the telephone. Because if you broke the telephone in a fit of rage, then you're responsible for your own anger. You have to take responsibility for your own actions. All I can tell you is this. It's very difficult for young people to live together. But there have to be certain rules. And those rules should be set down immediately. And I think one of the first things is, in a democratic community, and you were moving into a democratic community, is that you should try to do things that seem fair. This whole problem started with you, madam, because you did something to these young ladies that they didn't feel was fair. There were 5 other girls, one really nice room. You picked the best one. They said, come on, let's try to do this in a fair manner. We'll toss a coin. You didn't want to toss a coin. The next thing they said was, well, maybe we could switch around so that everybody can have an opportunity to have a nice room with a view. You also dismissed that idea. Now, I didn't get into not doing your end of the recycling or putting in your $10 being a good citizen. But that's what happens when you live together. That's what you have to do. You can't always get the best piece of the pie. Sometimes you have to share. That's it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $665.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
See, who leaves used condoms on the floor?
You, Leslie?
You, that was your use. Oh, that was so disgusting.
Who's using drugs every single day?
Huh, you guys.
How great is sex on ecstasy?
Oh,
You should
yeah.
try them in Catalina Island.
You know, I didn't realize how ugly and fat you guys were, especially you, Christina.
We're glad that we won. We're glad that justice was done.
And we hope we never see her again.
And now the next case.
Parties on Rasmussen versus Wackos. Step forward, please.
24-year-old Brenda Rasmussen claims her former best friend, Sarah Wackles, owes her for a bicycle. Sarah borrowed the bike, then it was stolen.
Miss Rasmussen, how old are you?
24 years old.
This is your father?
Yes.
You're a co-plaintiff, sir. I don't quite understand it. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But according to your complaint, Miss Rasmussen, the defendant and you were really good friends.
Very good friends, yes.
College friends?
Mm-hmm. Roommates.
And there came a time when she needed some transportation, something happened with the car, and you had an old bike, and you lent it to her. And the bike got...
Stolen.
You want her to pay for the bike?
Mm-hmm.
So what'd you get your father involved for?
I was very busy, and I called, and I tried to get it resolved, and it didn't work. Nobody would return my phone calls. So I asked him to help me out.
You asked him to resolve it?
To help me resolve it.
Okay.
Not solely resolve it.
How much do you want for this bicycle?
I want $535.16.
Well, let me hear how you get to that figure.
Bike.
For the bike?
Yes. Kickstand, an additional $5.
Go ahead.
Water bottle and bracket, an additional $7. Bike lock, $24.18.
Mm-hmm.
Court filing fee, $35. And lost wages for myself, $104.
Well, I understand that, but you were asking for $334. That's the cost of a replacement bike. Is that right?
That's the cost of the bicycle. I also had a kickstand on my bike and the water bottle. And then the court filing
So the whole thing comes to $350. That's what you... Is that what you paid for the bike?
That's what it cost to replace the bike.
The bicycle was 3 years old.
Right.
How much did you pay for the bicycle?
It was about $250.
What do you mean about $250?
I don't remember exactly because I do not have a receipt.
So it's about $250.
Your Honor, may I make a comment here?
Sure.
When this originally started, all we really want to do is replace the bike so that Brenda would have a bike to use.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I've made a list of the phone calls we made. Primarily I made, but Brenda made some also. To Sarah, when I could get a hold of her, to her parents. One of the things we agreed to do one time when I talked to her father was he said, we've got some bikes, we'll bring a bike over. I said, fine, bring it over, we'll let Brenda look at it. All we want to do is get it resolved. Never saw a bike, called them back, same thing happened.
You paid $250 for the bike. Your daughter said she wants her to pay $334 for a bike. Now, the $250 you paid for a bike that was at least 3 years old at the time that you lent it to her. So a bicycle does have a certain amount of depreciation, just like a car has a certain amount of depreciation. So, I mean, I think that it's reasonable. You understand that you have to give her something towards replacing a bicycle.
Right.
Now, what do you think is fair?
Well, I talked to my insurance company about it, and according to the information that Brenda gave my insurance company, they said that there was an actual cash value of the bike for $136.32, and I mailed them a check for that. And the reason why I wasn't able to take care of it right away after that had happened, I did tell Brenda that I had the intention of taking care of it, but I left to study abroad in Europe for the fall semester. So therefore, she said that her father would be contacting my father. And so for the past year, her father and my father have been working this out. But as far as anybody contacting me, that hasn't happened.
The $136 that you mailed to them, and you acknowledged that they mailed to you and you did not cash the check.
June 30th, we didn't have time to return the check.
Okay.
She did send them.
How long after this bike was stolen did you send them a check for $136?
I sent it less than a year after.
That's unacceptable. bike was stolen, it was in your possession, you are therefore responsible to them for something. I absolutely am not taking into consideration your request for $535. If a look on your face suggests to me that you know that that's an unreasonable amount. Even the $334 that you're asking for, which is the amount to replace a brand new bicycle, is unreasonable. Now, did the insurance company say that the bike was valued at $136?
Her insurance company wrote us a letter saying that they determined that. I have no idea how.
How they determined it.
Okay, well, it's very hard to determine because you do not have a bill for your bike.
Right.
Now, you say that you spent about $250 for your bike, and you had it for 3 years, assuming that it depreciated $25 a year, which is not a lot. That's $175. You're not so off when she sent you $136. So the judgment in this case is for the plaintiff.
May I say something?
No. The judge.
Please.
Go ahead.
Okay, I feel that she borrowed my bike. I want a bike back. I'm going to get a check for $136. I'm going to.
No, you're going to get a check for $175.
$175. But I'm still going to have to pay money out myself to replace the bike.
That's true.
No, I don't think that's
true.
Fair. No, it should not. She should be replacing the bike.
No, that's not what happens, madam. I understand that that's what you think, but that's not what happens.
No, she borrowed the bike, therefore she should give me a bike back.
Ms. Rasmussen, I'm going to give you one final example, and I just want you to listen because you look like an intelligent woman.
Thank you.
All right? Let us say that your bike wasn't 3 years old. Let's say that it was the only bike that you had, and it was 12 years old. 12 years old. But it still pedaled. It still got you around where you wanted to go. If you went to sell the bike, maybe you could get $25 for it, maybe $15. If you went to sell it, you lent a bike to your friend. The bike gets stolen. In order for you to buy a new bike, it would cost $334. And what you're suggesting is that that's the right thing to happen. The right thing to happen is for her to pay for you to get a brand new bike, even though you didn't give her a brand new bike. So, and I'm telling you that you have to change your mindset.
Oh, I understand.
Good. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $175. Thank you. That's all.
Fines are excused. You may step out.
And on the next Judge Judy.
Kime versus McKay. Step forward, please.
Professional singer Jeanette Kime paid $8,000 to record producer Dan McKay, but never received her demo tape. He says he hasn't got it, so she wants her money back.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the court. All rise. Judge, this is number 13 on the calendar, the matter of Kime versus McKay. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Ms. Kime, according to this, you're a singer, you have a band.
Yes.
You entered into an agreement, excuse me, with the defendant to produce some records for you, some songs, some of your songs. And you are, sir, a record producer.
Yes.
Mr. McKay. You went to his studio.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what happened.
Well, we met last summer through a mutual friend, and I heard some of his work. He was a really good producer. And so my band, when I discussed recording with him, we decided to record 4 songs together at $2,000 per song, including additional instrumentation besides my band and the production. So I paid him a total of $8,000.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And we recorded from the 10th through the 15th of August of 1996. It was sounding great, and at the end of the sessions on the 15th, I left the master tape with him. He was supposed to mix the tape. It was supposed to take 1 week. I had people waiting on this. I had like record companies that like have since think that I'm like insane for not having given them anything. And I called him about 5 days after we were done recording. Within that week, he said, give him an extra couple of give him an extra couple of days, which I did, and then I called him back. When I called him back, when he told me to call him back, he was out of town.
Which was when?
He told me to call him back, he said in a couple of days, so I called him back in 2 or 3 days after that, and he was out of town. And then I called him and called him and called him and called him, and he left a message on my machine saying, come down and pick up the tape. So I was like, okay, finally they're done. So then...
What was the date of that telephone message?
I don't remember the exact date. It had to be within probably a few weeks maybe after the tapes were supposed to be done. And so I tried calling him back to pick up the tapes like he said, and I could never get in touch with him. And then after that, it was like, it was just impossible to like pin him down. Okay, I'm coming down now. It was, oh, I'm leaving right now. I'm going out of town. I have to find the tapes, this and that. I'm very busy. And so I never got them. And frankly, Judge Judy, I don't think he even has the tapes anymore. I've heard rumors that he was
Don't tell me rumors. All right, Mr. McKay, you have her $8,000 and you have her tapes.
Well, she's right. I don't have her tapes anymore because I attempted, I mean, her version is that she called me all these times, but I attempted to call, I attempted to get in touch with her. I called her.
Let's hear dates. She finished taping on the 15th of August.
On the 15th.
And did you do what you were supposed to do with the tapes?
Yes. Yes,
what
the
were you
tapes were ready.
supposed to do?
Mix them. She's finished recording.
Mixed, just for my purposes. I think I know what that means. You push a lot of
You blend
buttons.
everything together and make it sound like a record.
Okay.
You know, that kind of thing. But she...
So the 15th she was finished, and you finished mixing them when?
Oh, about 5 days later. But she had already called me like 2 or 3 times before I had even finished it. I told her, you know, I didn't say it was 2 or 3 days. I said it would be a week. And I did it under a week. And then when I was done, I did call her. And, you know, she took about a week to get back to me. Now, originally I told her...
Okay, let's say she took a week to get back to you, so what happened?
Well, I was involved in another project. That's what I was about to say. I told her I only had a space of about 2 weeks to do it, and that it had to be done or else I'd be gone.
So?
So, I didn't hear anything before I left, and when I got back, I got all these crazy messages. You know, I'm flipping out. Where's my tape? Where's my tape? And,
But according to you, you had done the mixing already.
Yeah, at that point...
Okay, so you did the mixing already, and she called you frequently. You acknowledged that. Where are my tapes?
Yeah.
So you said come down and pick them up, I assume.
Yeah, I did, and I waited and waited. And
how long did you wait and wait?
Well, I had, I think it was like 4 days. I called the first call I made, and
One call.
Shut. Go ahead.
Well, basically, I was home for 4 days, and I mean, I really don't have. It's not like a tape storage facility. I mean, if this was that important to her, she could have made it down.
Just a second.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You just said you waited 4 days.
Yeah.
And then what did you do with the tapes?
Well, I work in a studio with some other people, and apparently someone misplaced the tape or used it for something else. And now you know, she's saying that I'm responsible.
Shut! Stop tapping the table.
Okay.
Just a second, Mr. McKay. You had her tapes for 4 days. You said evidently you work in a studio. Somebody either took them, misplaced them, or taped over them. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So, whose fault is that?
Well, I think it's her fault because I tried to get in touch with her, and I mean, you know,
You think it's her fault? I mean, are you looking at me straight in the eye and saying to me, I held on to the tapes for 4 days, and then somebody lost them or misplaced them or taped over them, and it's her fault? 4 days?
No, it's not 4 days. This is in addition to the earlier time.
So how much time? We talking about 2 weeks?
No, I think this is almost three weeks to a month now.
Oh, well, so let's talk about 3 weeks to a month. 3 weeks to a month. She's calling. You say she's calling all the time. You tell her to come in. She didn't come in for 4 days. That's what you originally told me.
Well, yes. I mean, I had no
Mr.
intention of
McKay,
that.
look into my eyes, sir. Right here. Are you standing there as a business person and telling me that somebody either misplaced them, took them, or taped over them, and it's not your responsibility?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're insane.
Okay,
You're insane.
okay.
You are insane.
And later today,
He's suing me for my equipment.
cases, real people, Judge Judy. Record producer Dante McKay says he no longer has singer Jeanette Kime's demo tape, so she wants her $8,000 back.
Is that what you really, as a business person who's trying at your youthful age to build up a career in your industry, trying to tell me whether it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks or even 4 weeks, she paid you $8,000. You have a responsibility to maintain those things.
It was not my intention to ever have those tapes disappear at that point.
But they did. And they were under your control. They weren't under her control.
She had control of getting to the studio. I mean, did she not have control of getting herself to get them?
Mr. McKay. She hadn't abandoned this project, according to you. She called you all the time. As a matter of fact, she was called and making a nudnik out of herself at the beginning, according to you, because she called even before the week that you said you would need to mix these things. And you said, I told you it would be more than just a couple of days. Isn't that what you just told me?
Yes.
So what makes you think that she abandoned this property, which is what you suggest in your answer to me?
I thought my feeling is that she didn't take the project seriously. It wasn't just this, but other things.
Mr. McKay, everybody takes $8,000 seriously.
Well, now she does. Now she does, because she realizes. But I don't think she realized then when I asked her to come down and pick up the tapes.
Mr. McKay, on what date did you tell her to come to pick up the tapes, sir?
I don't have exact dates.
Well, you need exact dates, sir, in order to satisfy me, if you want to convince me of your position. You need exact dates, sir.
Well, I don't have an exact date. I mean, I could tell you, I know it was before the 1st of the month, because I had to do a project on the 1st of the month.
1st of September?
Yes.
Which is 15 days later that you called and told her to come down to pick up the tapes,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Were you looking at the tapes at the time?
Yes.
You were looking at them?
Yes.
And when did you realize that they were no longer there?
Well, she went at some point while I was gone.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's a studio, as I said, there's other people there. I told her to come and get them when I was there. I told her if she wanted to get them when I wasn't there, that's fine.
What date did you go to get the tapes and found that they weren't there?
It was, let me see. Well, I never actually went there. I called the studio to say I was coming by to pick them up, and that's, you know, like I was, you know,
I don't know. You have to,
I
you have
don't
to
remember exactly.
talk English. You have to tell me. You don't.
I don't remember the exact date that I had made the arrangement.
This is what I'm talking about.
Well, no,
Was it in September?
No, I believe that it was before September. It was before September.
But it wasn't any later than September?
No.
Well, if you didn't finish this until August 15th,
it was
finish the project.
I would say late August, because he had called me.
It certainly wasn't in October or November or December. You didn't leave the property there for 6 months.
No.
All right, Mr. McKay, how old are you, sir?
27.
And how long have you been in this producing business of records?
A while, 8 to 10 years.
How long? What's a while?
8 to 10 years, I'd say.
Since you were a teenager?
Yeah.
You only have one thing in business, and that's your reputation.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
People like Mr. McKay, have to be put in their place. That's what I think.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Somebody has to take a hit for this money. It is not sensible, sir, for somebody to have invested their time and given you $8,000, which you acknowledge, and for them to, within giving you the benefit of every doubt, 6 weeks, the whole month of September and half a month of August, abandon this project so that you feel comfortable about erasing the tapes, which, by the way, is what you swore to in your answer, that you erased the tapes. You didn't say they were lost. So this wasn't true in your answer. You don't know whether they were erased. They're just not there anymore.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, you understand that the limit of the jurisdiction of this court is $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that?
Yep.
And I assume that you've come to this court because in order to retain counsel, etc., it would have been much more expensive.
Yeah.
So, she is absolutely entitled to her money back, sir. Absolutely. I'm going to suggest to you that as long as you're in a business, the only thing you have is your good name. And if there's a mistake made, what you're supposed to do is fess up right away so that it's not besmirched in an industry. That's a good lesson, and you're young enough to take that lesson to heart. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000.
Awesome.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This is not about a legal matter. This is just revenge, vindication against me, because you know, I don't know.
Okay, $8,000 doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just because I care so much about you that I would like do this just to harass you, just to have...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You're insane.
Okay,
You're insane.
okay,
You are insane.
And now the next case.
Bodies on Steffens versus Garcia. Step forward, please.
35-year-old Christina Steffens is suing her fellow band member, Alan Garcia, over musical equipment she says he kept when the band split up.
All right, 3 of you started a band. You had the agreement that you would buy some equipment. What are you laughing at?
I don't get it.
Did I say something that was funny? Sir?
Yes.
Did I say something that was funny?
No.
So why are you laughing?
I'm just kind of smiling. Not really laughing.
3 of you started a band. You bought some equipment according to these complaints. I believe you. The agreement was if anybody left the band, the other 2 people would buy out the person that was leaving. You decided to leave.
Actually, no, I didn't leave. He left the band practice with the equipment, and without my consent and without Robert's. And we are still a band.
So he left and took some equipment?
Mm-hmm.
What equipment did he take?
He took the PA head.
PA head?
Which runs the monitors and the speakers and the microphones and everything.
Did you take the PA head?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Well, I need it. I'm the singer.
You were the 3rd person in the band?
The 4th person, Your Honor.
So there were 4 people?
Yeah.
So you have a half a band and a half a band?
Well, we are a full band. There's more people still playing with us. We still had prior or future engagements that we still had to do. And we've been renting equipment, or a PA head to run our equipment.
I still don't understand what a PA head is. Is that like a mic, just a microphone?
It's a little box, and you plug all the stuff into it. It makes everything work.
Well, how much did that cost?
It cost
$750.
What?
$750.
About.
It cost $742.
You wrote it right there.
$742.
$742. And how much is the equipment that you have worth?
The monitors and the Sun speakers are mine. They never were the band's. And I have receipts that I bought them, and they total $974, what he is suing me for. He's suing me for my equipment.
The contract says right here all the equipment that's involved in this piece of musical shamble that's going on here, and
Could I see that, please?
it's all together, regardless if she bought it or what. It's all
You
together.
never paid Just a
second.
We all pitched in to buy this, the 3 of us. Okay.
You did not pay
If
Just a
one
second.
person was to leave, then the other 2 would pay it out. Now she left. She went with him, and that's fine. And me and Robert are still together. We'll pay her money. We just want the equipment.
Just a minute. Did you pay this $974 for the equipment that she says she brought into the band?
No, she did.
Well, then why should she give it to you?
What does the contract say? The contract says if somebody leaves, the other ones will buy out their house.
Listen to me, sir. Let's talk logic. Try to not smile.
It's hard.
It's not hard. Just do it.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
There's a certain logic in a group of people, 3, 4, 5 people getting together and deciding to pool their money, buy equipment, and a contract that says if somebody leaves, the other members of the band will purchase their equipment. It is illogical to say that if somebody has purchased equipment, $1,000 worth of equipment, they're going to put that in the pot for no money. And then if somebody decides to leave, let's say she decided to leave and the only equipment that was there was $974 worth of equipment that she had purchased that nobody contributed to, that she would have to buy out her own equipment. Wouldn't that be stupid? Would that be stupid?
Well, how does she buy her own equipment if she's taking it? I don't understand.
No. You're countersuing her for her equipment that she bought that you didn't pay for. Isn't that right? That's what your countersuit is.
All I'm aware of is that the equipment belongs to this group.
No, listen to me. Not aware of. You started this group. Did you pay for the equipment that she brought into the group?
No, not that she brought into it.
So then your countersuit is dismissed.
That settles that.
Very quick. Let's get rid of this. He's irritating me. You are suing for $117? For what? Just tell me fast.
For the money that was put into the PA head that I put in.
$117?
It's my share, yeah.
You have a check for that or something, have some proof of that? Even drinking my water. Being a fool and drinking my water.
It's right at the bottom of the contract.
Could I see it, please?
Right. It shows my share, his share, and Rob's share.
It's just a copy of the same one he gave you, Judge.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this shares here.
I see. Okay. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $117. That's all. Goodbye.
Excuse, you may step out. I'll back go to your right, please.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next... 30-year-old exotic dancer Kelly Peters and her husband of 6 years, Christopher, are going through a divorce. They have come before Judge Judy to settle their disputes over a car, a cat, a dog, and their intimate home video.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please, all rise.
Yeah, this is case number 60 on the calendar in the matter of Peters versus Peters. Judge, the parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Thank you. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Peters, you've been married for 6 years and you're in the process of divorcing. According to your papers, I think that you've both agreed that your marriage is going to be over, despite the fact that I get some sense in these papers that you still care about each other, that your lives are going in different directions. And you come before me today because there is certain property that you have agreed to permit me to resolve with regard to the issue of ownership. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And once those issues of property are resolved, then the divorce process will be a relatively easy one. Right.
Yes.
Yes. Take a deep breath. Are you nervous?
A little.
Okay. Mrs. Peters, according to your complaint, there are 3 items at issue.
Right.
There is a car.
Right, the car.
What kind of car is it?
It's a 1993 Geostorm GSI. And then the issue of my cat and my dog, he gave my cat away. And we had decided that I would...
So there's a dog?
Yes.
Because the cat's gone?
Yes. And then also we have some videos that we...
Some personal videos that he has that you would like back?
Well, I
would like it destroyed?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start with the car. Because my sense is that the car is, in the area of emotions, the easiest thing to resolve.
That's correct.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Now, the car is in your name.
Yes, ma'am.
But she pays for it.
That is correct.
How did that come about?
Because when Chris and I had moved to California together, for a while he wasn't working, and I had paid some of his car payments, just 2 of them, so that I was afraid he was going to leave me if he couldn't pay his bills and I go back to Colorado, and I didn't want him to go back, so I paid that. And then I got sick afterwards, and I got really behind on my bills, so my car got repossessed, so I ended up filing for bankruptcy.
I don't believe you paid my car payments.
Yes, I did.
Well,
twice.
it's really not particularly relevant, because what we're here for is for resolution, not to revisit bad moments.
So anyway,
Does that
that's
sound
why.
right to you?
Yes.
So you had bad credit.
Yes.
But you needed a car.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you helped her.
Yes, ma'am. I told her, I says, now if I sign for this car, you have to promise me that you're going to make your payments on time and you're not going to make this a liability to me.
So you said, I'll sign for it, but promise that you'll make the payments faithfully and on time.
That's correct, Your Honor.
You don't mind if I help you out a little bit?
No, not a
because
bit.
I got other cases to do today.
Thank you.
Okay. How much more time has to go on this car loan?
About a year and a half.
And how long was the car loan? 5 years?
Yes.
And you would agree, Mr. Peters, that she has made, even though some of the payments were late, she's made all the payments.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So there really isn't much of an issue about that. When you separated, you took the car.
Yes.
So
well, the issue is the collection agents keep coming to me wanting those payments because they're always late.
They are not, I'm sorry. Sorry, Your Honor, but they're not always late.
Well, I got just this notice right here that she's behind 2 payments.
I'm not behind 2 payments.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Peters. How would you like to resolve this fairly with regard to the car? Let me see what your suggestion is.
Well, I would like to be able to sign it over in her name, but that's impossible because they won't do it because of her credit. So I think that she should at least reimburse me maybe half of what the car is worth, and that way.
How's that going to help you?
Well, my car is about ready to go.
How do you think it would be reasonable to resolve this issue? Because what you're really asking is you're asking him to sign the title of the car over to you, and yet he has the liability.
Yes, ma'am.
I've made all the payments up to now. I'm not going to stop making the payments.
Well, I know that because you're driving the car. But if you do stop making the payments, that means they're going to come after him or repossess the car.
I would never stop making the payments.
Mm-hmm.
I've already paid over $12,000 on that car, Your Honor. I'm not going to stop making the payments. Plus, I paid his car insurance until this year so that he could have car insurance because he didn't want to have car insurance.
That's not true. You left me with $1,500 worth of bills, and
Chris, that is so not true.
And I paid the last 2 months of your insurance.
Okay. How much is this car worth now, approximately?
$7,000.
Is that about right?
Yes, that's correct.
Do you have the last statement that you received on the car?
I just have one of the bill that's owed right here.
Can I see it, please? Well, it says this payment, you are delinquent by 1 month.
Actually, that will be true on the 26th. But I'm going to make the payment before the 26th.
Okay. Give me a minute. You still owe a lot of money on this car.
About $6,200, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably paid about $2,000 in overcharges by now.
No, I have not, Chris.
Well, she's paid for a long time. I mean, you have had the car for, if she's had the car for 4 years, if she's had the car for 4 years.
But every time she's late a payment, Your Honor,
I am not every time late a payment, Chris.
Just don't fight with each other. You don't have to fight with each other anymore. You're getting a divorce. The fighting is over.
Later on Judge Judy.
Have you ever shown this video to anyone?
No, ma'am.
And you want it destroyed?
Yes, I do.
You want to keep it?
Yes, ma'am.
That's sick.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 34-year-old Chris Peters is divorcing his wife Kelly because she won't give up her exotic dancing career. They have asked Judge Judy to arbitrate their dispute over their pets, their car, and their intimate home video.
Mr. Peters, I'm going to suggest to you that for the purposes of liability and everything else, that you sign this car over to her so that the car is in her name. You, of course, always have the recourse of suing her in a small claims arena. You don't have to go through lawyers or anything else. You know she doesn't have money now.
Yes, ma'am.
My alternatives are to force her to sell the car, satisfy your loan, and then she'd have $800 left. Because if the car is worth $7,000 and there's $6,200 left to pay on the loan, that would put her in a position of not being able to be employed, really, because she wouldn't have a way of getting back and forth to work. I assume you drive to work.
Yes, I do.
Now, you've been married for 6 years. Are you employed on a regular basis?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
You have a weekly paycheck?
The small one.
Okay. You are not, I assume, Ms. Peters, in your divorce action seeking support from him. Is that correct?
Of course not.
Because you're working.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to look at the long-term picture, Mr. Peters. This car is your insurance. Your insurance that when this whole divorce action is finalized, your wife is not going to ask for support from you because she's not working because she didn't have a car to get to work. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what it really means is for the next year while this car loan is being paid off, you'll have to sweat it a little bit to make sure, you know, that she's going to make the car payments. You also can feel confident that after all the money she's paid for the car, it is unlikely that she's going to allow the car to be repossessed. I'm telling you right now, if you don't make your payments, the first thing they do is come and get the car. So, Mr. Peters, you're going to sign the car over to her. That way, when your divorce is over, everything's going to be finished. Is that a good idea?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, good. So, that was the unemotional part of this dispute. Now, let's get to the dog. The dog's name is Breezy.
Yes.
Breezy is, according to your papers, a boxer.
Yep.
Is that a
Yes.
picture of Breezy?
No, this is a picture of my cat that he gave away without my permission.
Okay.
We'll get to the cat.
Yes,
Okay.
we will.
That's a picture of Breezy.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, according to your papers, Ms. Peters, you had a cat and a dog.
Yes.
You had Mac, the cat.
Yes.
Breezy, the dog.
Right.
And why don't you tell me about the arrangement with the cat and the dog when you separated in November?
Okay. We had agreed that I would take the cat, Mac, and I would let him keep Breezy, even though I didn't really want to let him keep Breezy because she's my dog too, and I love her, and I'm the one that took care of her, paid for her food most of the time, took her to the vet, all that stuff.
You agreed that you would keep the cat and he would keep the dog.
Right, and because I can't have the cat where I'm living right now, he had promised that he would keep Mackie for me until I could get my own place. And I thought that instead of taking Mac at the time and having him stay at a friend's house or having my sister keep him, it would be less traumatic for Mac if he stayed in his own house with his own yard until I could come get him. And he looked me in the eye and promised me that he would take good care of Mac.
The same way she looked me in the eye and promised me she'd make all her payments on time.
Oh,
Mr.
God.
Peters.
I did promise and looked her in the eyes about the cat, and then I'd keep it for her. But sometimes when you get...
So what happened with the cat?
The cat kept urinating all over the house and on my clothes and stuff, and I finally...
Coming up on Judge Judy.
It was totally done just for the two of us. I've never made that kind of video with anyone ever before. And I just did it for him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mr. and Mrs. Christopher Peters are in the middle of a divorce, but they have come before Judge Judy to settle custody of their pets, a car, and a personal home video.
Why didn't you call your wife and say, listen, I'm giving away the cat. You want the cat, come and get it?
Because I knew that the cat needed a home, a good home, and Kelly wasn't prepared. She just left the cat. If she was so concerned about Breezy and the cat, then she should have done something before she left.
Okay.
She shouldn't have just left it up to me.
Mr. Peters, you didn't answer my question.
Why didn't I
Why
call
didn't
Kelly?
you, at that moment,
Because I was
pick up
pissed
the...
off.
Right. That's honest. There you go. Okay.
And
That's
I was
honest.
using, and I was thinking, I was thinking that, you know, it was her fault and stuff, and I was sorry. After I gave the cat away, I tried to get the cat back because I realized how much it really meant to Kelly, you know. But at the time of the anger of the moment,
Okay.
I hated the cat.
That's
so.
just a second. That's honest, Mr. Peters. Shh. That's honest.
Okay.
Well, so now, Mrs. Peters, your husband acknowledges that he got rid of the cat because the cat was soiling all over the house.
But, Your Honor, it's because he didn't clean out his box.
Whatever. For whatever reason. He didn't like the cat. Maybe he looked at the cat as an extension of you. Is that a possibility?
Maybe.
He acknowledges that he was wrong. That's a step. That's not a reason for me to say that you're entitled to the dog.
And I'm sorry I gave away the cat.
Good. Did you hear that?
Yes.
I am sorry.
Because, you know, it's like he did some... The dog has been with him. The dog has always been with him for the last 9 months. The dog has been with him, living in a place where the dog is accustomed to living. There's a certain routine. So if I were to say, well, you gave away the cat, now I'm going to give her the dog, who I'm really punishing is this dog who had very, you know, dog didn't have anything to do with getting rid of the cat. So that wouldn't be fair, would it? Mrs.
Well,
Peters, would that be fair to the dog?
No, probably
Right.
not.
You're right. It would not be fair to the dog. It's like saying if you have a child and there's a divorce, and if one parent acted badly about something, you punish that parent by saying, well, I'm going to limit your visitation with the child. Because that's punishing the child. It's not only punishing the party, but it's punishing the child for something that the child had no control over. This dog is used to living in a particular place. How old is the dog?
3 years.
So for 3 years, lived in the same place, same home, it's got a yard, whatever. Does it?
Yeah, it's got
Got a yard. Has a routine.
She's real happy too, Your Honor.
And there's really no reason for me to uproot the dog because he made a mistake.
Well,
Yes, I did.
He made a mistake. He apologized for it. It was not the right thing to do. So the dog stays with him.
Chris, thank you, Your Honor.
Now, the last thing that we're going to address is this video. Ms. Peters, it's your position that this was a rather intimate video that you and your husband took as husband and wife for fun, for whatever. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
And you want it destroyed.
Yes, I do.
Your position is you want to keep it.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Well, I have a couple of questions to ask you, sir.
Okay.
Have you ever shown this video to anyone?
No, ma'am, I would never show it to anyone else.
Okay, so you want to keep this for yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
That's sick. Very sick.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It's not as nasty or whatever that you want to think. I mean,
Your
it
Honor,
was
it's very
too-
graphic.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kelly Peters, an exotic dancer, and her husband Chris Peters are divorcing. Judge Judy is deciding what happens to their intimate home video.
There is no reason that I can think of for divorced people to keep pictures, videos, photos of each other that the other party might find embarrassing.
Well, there's nothing embarrassing about it. It was just, you know, I mean, it's like, I love Callie. I'm always going to love her. And it's just, I mean, it's not as nasty or whatever that you want to think. I mean,
Your
it
Honor,
was
it's very graphic.
Just a second. I don't want to hear about it. I thought I was being very...
Sorry.
I thought I was being very circumspect about it. I said that there was an intimate thing done with...
I have
between
many
us.
other videos of her, too. I mean, that's not in the same category,
This is what she wants. This is the one that offends you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Bell, I'm going to say this to you one more time, sir, and listen to me very carefully. When you divorce, if you're lucky, you're left with certain pleasant memories that you try not to forget. You know, you had good times with your wife. It just so happens that in your case, after 6 years, your lives have taken a different path. She doesn't want to have to worry about these photographs, these videos, falling into anybody else's hands. God forbid you're out in a car and your car is in a wreck and you are there comatose and your mother goes through your things and she says, I wonder if these are pictures of Chris when he was out skiing. And your mother plays this video. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir? You know, it's one of the reasons why people are always supposed to wear clean underwear all the time and keep their houses neat. You never can tell what's going to happen. There are all kinds of situations that I can conceive of where even if you don't intend something to happen, this can fall into the wrong hands. Someone can burglarize your house. That's a possibility. Isn't that a possibility?
I don't think they'd find the tape.
They're certainly not going to find it, sir, because there isn't going to be a tape.
So there's nothing I can say because...
There is
I mean,
absolutely nothing, sir, that you can say to me that would satisfy me that there is any logical, rational basis for you maintaining anything that might prove embarrassing to her. And if she had something that might prove embarrassing to you, I can guarantee you, sir, it would be in my possession if it was the subject of this litigation, and it would be destroyed.
Do you?
No, of course I don't.
Good. Officer Byrd, you and I are going to take care of this video in the back. Okay. Mr.
शहर के ऊपर धुआं सा था, मेरे अंदर तूफान सा था। तू हंसी और रात निकल गई, मेरा दिल वही सुनसान सा था। तेरे हाथ की मेहंदी में मैंने अपना कल देखा था। तूने बस एक बार मुड़ के देखा और मैंने साल भर रो दिया था। ना तू बेवफा लगी ना मैं गलत लगा, बस हम दोनों के बीच में वक्त थोड़ा ज्यादा सख्त लगा। जकिया तू चली गई जैसे बारिश के बाद खुशबू चली जाती है। मैं रह गया उस मिट्टी की तरह जो सिर्फ तेरा इंतजार करती है। जकिया तेरे बिना ये कमरा भी मुझसे बात नहीं करता। मैं जिंदा तो हूँ लेकिन दिल रात नहीं करता, रात नहीं करता। तेरे शहर की सारी सड़कें मुझे अजनबी सी लगती हैं। जहाँ हम खड़े थे एक दिन अब वहाँ खामोशी रहती है। तूने कहा था कभी दूर मत जाना और फिर एक दिन तू खुद सबसे दूर चली गई। कल मैंने चांद से पूछा क्या तुझे भी कोई छोड़ गया। चांद धीरे से हंस पड़ा, बोला हर रात कोई ना कोई टूट जाता है। जकिया अगर कभी तुझे मेरी याद आए तो उस छत पे लौट आना। मैं शायद वहाँ ना मिलूं पर मेरी आवाज जरूर मिलेगी। जकिया तू मेरी मोहब्बत नहीं मेरी अधूरी दुआ थी जो कभी पूरी ना हुई लेकिन कभी